Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star review so we can continue to give you the ish that we talk. And now that is out the way, I will not act like I'm on AM fucking radio. What the fuck's the deal, all of you ugly motherfuckers? What's poppin'? I'm here with you. We here together. We gonna make this shit pop. Lindsay, what the fuck is going on, my dog?
Like, what will be a breaking point for you where you just like, you know what, I'm out?
All right. Yeah. So I was about to say this is where we asked the audience.
Yeah.
So
you already
said cheating, right?
Yeah. Cheating.
Okay.
So
Anybody
you're
else?
not giving a pass or nothing like that.
No. There ain't no way.
That's no way.
Do it once and do it twice. There ain't no way. You was suspecting yourself.
So it's like if it's just cheating for her, like, so is it cheating for you the same way too? Yeah. So like if you cheat, do you feel like I need to leave this relationship?
If I would ever cheat, I would leave you first. I would leave you first.
You such a gentleman.
I do what I do.
You such a gentleman. That shit don't happen in real life, but you such a gentleman.
Oh.
Anything else?
In the moment.
In the moment.
That's different. I wouldn't be in the moment.
So you wouldn't put yourself in the moment. I got you.
Yeah. Like, make it make sense. Like, cause what's the moment?
When I decide it's the moment, it's the moment.
Oh, okay.
If I never say to myself, like, I should probably get out of here.
So like, do the whole time you just like, oh no, this cool. This ain't. We just chilling. She just want to rub my back. That's cool. Ain't nobody tripping. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, okay. Ooh, all right. You ain't got to kiss my neck. That's okay. Cool. This is not the moment yet.
Not yet.
It's not the moment yet.
I didn't do it.
So it's like, now my pants is down. This is.
She pulls them down.
Oh, this ain't the moment. This ain't the moment. This ain't the moment.
She did it.
This ain't the moment. So when is the moment? When you're done, you're like, oh. Yeah, this is the moment.
Just said, bro. I'm like, oh. I was supposed to go to the store. I was gone for 2 hours.
I had to go get my bro,
that's
right?
The moment, yep.
That's the moment.
That's the moment.
Okay, so that's your.
What you
So this is cheating for you. Like, if she cheats, oh hell no. But like, I just had to wait on the moment. Like, no. That's like the moment. That wasn't the moment. No, she sucked my d. I didn't ask for it.
I don't say the words.
It's like, no. I didn't know. You know when I feel something wrong, baby, I'm gonna just tell you the truth. When she was like, I was like, maybe it's time for me. Ain't no restaurateur gonna run up on Keith Lee. Let's just end that shit right there. Y'all talk a lot of shit, but y'all not about to run up on. Ain't nobody about to run up on him, slap no food out his face, and tell him, bitch, what? Like, that's just not gonna happen to you in no way, shape, possible.
So Saucy Santana got in on it. He pretty much was like, tag me in. And he snapped on DJ Academics and told him to pull up. He was like, go to my page. We got all kinds of bookings. We outside. Come pull up at one of the bookings, you know, and I'll beat your motherfucking
ass. Saucy Santana just doesn't look like the homosexual man that you gonna hit, and he looked like that dude off of Low Down Dirty Shame. He ain't about to grab his face and be like, "Oh, Bernard,
him, you slut." But no,
he about to beat the dog shit out of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm laughing because it's gonna be so funny because you're gonna see a dude massively beating the shit out of a man with an open fist, and you're gonna hear bitch. What up, everybody?
We are live streaming right now. This is the Ish That We Talk. You know what it is, you know what it was, you know what it will be. I am Lily, the host of the show. We got the pleasantries out of the way with the intro, but I do always have to talk about our people that do follow us on TikTok. What's up, you disrespectful MOs? You guys are great. You have a place in my mind and in my heart for the remainder of whatever time God gives me, because you guys are just the type of degenerates that make me breathe at night. So I love you to death.
Wow. Okay.
Again, I am the host. I am with the illest pit bull in the skirt, the dopest person you're gonna see pushing the bells and whistles for this show. Without her, it would not be no me. This is the honest to God truth. So I want y'all to give a round of applause for the Yao Ming of this show, Lindsay.
Hello. How's it going?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And this is the Ish That We Talk. Please, if you are watching us right now, hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube so we can continue to give you the Ish That We Talk. We have a special guest. He has been in the world for a year and a couple of months now, and he just wanted to show his face. So give a round of applause for the crazy little dude by the name of Current Lee Hughes.
Hey, Current.
Hi, how you? Hey.
Hi.
Say what's up. There you go. Let's get to it. Yep. You wanted to be here. I knew he was gonna bust in the room. So
Yep.
bust in the room.
You said it.
All right. Let's get to it. Lindsay, how's your health? How's your wealth? What is going on with you?
I'm fine. Everyone's fine. How are you?
And you said it like if you're in a burning building. Everything is dope. You know, it's a good Friday evening.
Yeah.
You know, we're having a chill type of evening. We're gonna give you all of these topics. So I'm glad that I'm here. So I can give you the Ish That We Talk, and I can be just as assholish and bullish as I want to be right in front of my son, so he'll know what he's prepared for by the time he gets like 13, 14. He's gonna be like, yeah, daddy don't play no games.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm gonna talk about your friends in front of their face, because I don't think their daddies can whoop me. But that's the whole thing.
That's another subject for another day.
That's another subject for another day.
Yeah. So we haven't seen you guys since before Thanksgiving. It's been a minute.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute. Yeah. So how was your Thanksgiving?
Okay. Thanksgiving was okay.
Okay.
It was good. I my family doesn't celebrate holidays, so we got to spend the Thanksgiving holiday with his mother's side of the family, which was actually dope. You want to tell them about it since you talking? You want to tell them what you did? No? You quiet now? You just gonna talk when Daddy talks? That's cool. So yeah, I went over his grandfather's house. We had fish. We interacted with family. We watched all of the football games. It was actually a good experience. He showed up and showed out because he loves people. So
yeah,
he made a scene every time.
Yeah. Well, that's what's up.
What's going on with your Thanksgiving, cuz?
Oh, it was great. I was in the house. You know, it's always good to catch up on sleep, right?
It's always good to catch up on sleep.
Yeah, so that's what I did. So Yep, that's what I did.
Did you catch up on some sleep, Turner? You get some sleep? Nah, you was too busy entertaining people.
Yeah. So yeah, are you ready to get into these topics?
Let's get into these topics.
All right.
All
So
right.
yeah, where should we start, man?
Where should we start? Where should we start? Oh yeah.
You know what? Let's get this bitch out the way. Susan Smith. If that name sounds familiar, it's because you're old. No. It's because that is the woman who 30 years ago killed her 2 kids by strapping them into a car and throwing her car off of the bridge into a water and drowning her kids. And the kids was like 3 and 14 months, I want to say. She got life, and yeah, so she's been in prison for the past 30 years. She came up for parole and got denied again. And she'll be up for parole again in 2026. But yeah. Also, the major part of this whole story, outside of her 2 kids that lost their lives, was the fact that she lied to the world, saying that she was carjacked by a black man, and there was like a search for 9 days for this fictitious black man who took her car and her kids, all the while they were in the river at the bottom, strapped into a car. So yeah, and the motive behind her killing her kids was she was in a relationship with a guy that did not want her kids to interfere with their relationship. So yeah, problem solved, right?
There we
So
go.
this raggedy bitch been in jail for the past 30 years, and her parole got denied yet again. So good for them. What I did not know was that her ex-husband, which was the father of the 2 kids, he went to the parole hearing and spoke against her getting out. And he said that he will continue to do that. Yeah. So she can like die in jail. I don't give a damn. And she's like only like 54. I thought she would be older, but no, she's not. But yeah, but she can die in jail for all I give a damn. But what are your thoughts?
My thoughts is this. So long, bitch. Listen. You lied to the world, which is one thing. Like, we were all shocked and distraught about what you did. But the crucial thing of it was you killed your children for some dick. That is something that no one should ever forgive you for. Your ex-husband, who fucking went to bat for you, to find out not only did you kill my sons, but you did it because a dick at home ain't good enough. Oh, if you think you're gonna be able to go to the nearest Bath and Body Works, you are out of your fucking mind, lady. That man is going to make sure you stay behind bars. If it's his dying breath,
yeah,
he's gonna make sure you stay behind bars. You took not 1 but 2 legacies away from that man.
Yeah.
You know, and that, the only reason why I can say that is because we started off. You've seen my son. I am 100% out of everything, I am team current. This is my legacy. This is what I get to pass on to the world before I go. You took that away from that man. That man will never forgive you. And because that man will never forgive you, I will never forgive you. It just is what it is. It is not enough time. I don't give a fuck if you had some type of crazy miracle where you would never die. You would never get out of jail.
Yeah. And that's what he said as well. It's not enough time. He was like, that's 15 years per kid.
Yeah, it's not enough time. I don't give a fuck. And then when I researched it, you was in that motherfucker being a stupid bitch. You was in that motherfucker fighting and acting a fool and doing and you want to go home? No. You don't get to go home. You ratchet ass little bitch. You still the ratchet ass little bitch that killed your kids. Because you stuck there. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. That's where you stuck to the world. Yeah. You stuck with the ratchet ass little bitch that killed her children.
Right. You're not going to have no good life outside of jail. So I don't know why you're trying to get home.
Yeah. What you think? You think you're going to go home and then miraculously hit the nigga that you killed your kids for on Facebook?
Yeah. No.
He going to be down for it? Man, come on. You might as well have did that shit that old dude did on what was that movie, that prison movie with Master P, forgot the name of the movie, but Cliff DePaul, when he just knew he wasn't gonna make it out of jail, so he was like, I'll kill all you motherfuckers in his parole hearing. You might as well be that type, because you know you're not getting out of jail, bitch. Ain't no, we don't want to see your crocodile tears. You did. The first time you cried, we believed you. We are never gonna believe you again. I don't give a fuck what you learned. You could have learned how to cure AIDS. Bitch, you're gonna cure from the jail. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what you think is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like what you did was unfathomable, because I don't care what type of kids that you had. The fact that you did it yourself makes you a deplorable person.
The fact that you thought that was an appropriate way to rectify an issue that was a non-issue. If the man didn't want to fuck with you because of your kids, find another man. And if it's really that bad, give the kids to the son. But you killed them. And then you sent the world on this wild goose chase for this fictitious black man. Ain't no black man stealing no white kids. I'll tell you that right now. That's the craziest part about this whole story, is that people really believe that this black man, this fictitious black man, stole this car with these kids in it.
First of all, I don't give a fuck what type of drugs a black man is on. He tried to carjack and he looked back there and see not one, but two white little boys.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga pulling that car over fast as a motherfucker.
Immediately.
Not only is he gonna pull that motherfucker over, he gonna be apologizing to them little niggas the
right.
whole time. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't even know y'all was back there. I apologize. Listen. I need y'all to not know who I am. Like,
right. No harm, no foul.
No harm, no foul. He gonna wipe that seat down and get the fuck out of there.
Right.
Man. Yeah, I don't even. I would never even expect her to even get out of jail. Just because I'm gonna keep going back to it. You literally thought you was gonna kill your kids and then come on a nigga dick. That is fucking crazy.
Man.
That is fucking
insane.
That's what you killed your kids for? To come on a man's dick. That is what you did that for. Just
I ain't never been.
Everybody that's listening to me, really fathom what that is. If that nigga dick is that good, he should be in the Guinness Book Hall of Fame. Cause like, what? Like a niggas could be like, oh, I got her to buy me the PS5. Oh, you know what I'm saying? She bought me the latest exclusive Jayz, Oh, nah, she paid for my rent. And this nigga will solidly look you dead in the face and say, oh, nah, she killed her 2 kills for this dick. Right. That's wild.
Right. But how do you use that as a selling point? Because if this bitch killed her 2 kids for your dick, I don't want no parts of your dick. I'm running the opposite direction.
That dick is voodoo. That nigga has a cursed dick.
I don't want it. No, you cannot make me.
Like, I'm trying to imagine, and I know I'm making light of this because it's not, recipe little boys, but like,
absolutely.
What in the fuckery is going on in the world where you're getting this attention and you're getting this dick by a man where you say, man, I'll kill these little motherfuckers. Like, that is wild as a motherfucker.
I wonder if she disclosed
getting hit so hard, you like, shit, I don't even need these motherfucking kids.
Right. Kids? What?
You don't want no kids? Boy, I'll put them motherfuckers in the river and really do it.
That is not funny. It's not funny.
It's crazy.
It's not funny.
It's fucking wild right there. That's the wildest shit I've ever heard. YouTube, please do not demonetize us because I said that. But that's just what happened. It's literally what happened.
Oh gosh. Whew. It's
She
not
was
funny.
also on dick. She said, I don't even think I like kids. Like, what the fuck?
Oh God, that's not funny.
What?
We just talked before we started, and I told you I'm still trying to get to heaven.
Oh, I'm getting there. Just where I'm living is gonna probably be shaky.
Right, you're gonna be living on a fault.
That's crazy. That's great. In the immortal words of a Drake interlude, a shaky warrior. That is wild.
It's not funny.
It's like,
not funny.
I'm thinking about it because I remember that story when I was a kid, and I'm like,
I remember it too.
What? And like,
this shit was crazy.
I'm even thinking about it now. Now that I'm grown, I'm just fusing time together, and I'm like, remember in the Baby Boy, the sex scene in Baby Boy when he made her make the tacos, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make tacos." What was it? Like, and I want you to put them kids in the river. I'm gonna put them in the river. Like, that's some crazy shit.
Right. Like, I get you saying what you're saying when you're saying it. However, once you are done and you come back to your senses, you're not supposed to really mean half the shit that you say.
No.
So I don't understand.
He laying there like, hey man, you check up on your husband and them kids. Nah, I threw them motherfuckers in the river. Bitch, posting up clarity. Bitch, I was playing.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Right, we gotta go get those kids.
Like, what are you doing? Hey, you ain't called the police? Bitch, you don't know me, ho. Like, because I'm not being an accessory to this.
Okay. Not on my watch. Absolutely the fuck not.
Boy, that nigga dick shit about Bitcoin. God damn.
Man. Could have cured cancer shit. Like, we could have done a whole lot more productive things.
Because she was willing to do it. The dick was so good, she wanted to kill her kids. He could have said, my mama died of Alzheimer's disease. You need to cure this shit. Dick is so good, she would have went back to school.
Right. She could have been like, yeah.
In another timeline, it would have been like,
she would have been typing away.
Susan, who cheated on her husband with guy body dick, figured out how to cure Alzheimer's.
Right.
Because that's what he asked for.
Right. She would have been curing that shit been putting all them equations together, writing all on the chalkboard and shit. It's terrible.
I will never ever act like a brag or boast anymore, nigga. I got tennis shoe dick. I don't got kill your kid. That is crazy. That's crazy.
You got tennis shoe dick. Oh my god! But there's levels to tennis shoe dick.
Yeah, it is levels.
There's levels.
Oh, no, I'm good tennis shoe dick. I'm good tennis shoe dick. I'm
collector's
item mine, or you gonna pay by, you know what I'm saying? You gonna pay some good money. I remember my first pair of motherfucking Prada tennis shoes was from Dick. I didn't even know Prada had tennis shoes. I was like, what?
Yeah, Prada does have tennis shoes, and they're not bad looking either. Yeah. But yeah, nope, I don't want no parts. No parts. But yeah, so
that shit is Sid Vicious.
That's Susan Smith's old ugly ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, so moving on from her. Yeah. Before we move on, I don't know if I ever told you that when I was in second grade, one of my classmates got killed. Did I ever tell you that?
Nah.
Tell you that story? So, yeah, it was this boy in my class. And in second grade, that was my first year at lab. So, it was a guy in our class. He was cool, whatever. I sat next to him for a while. And then he had a younger sister who was like 2. And like his mama had came up to the school a couple of times and brought the sister and stuff like that, right? And so he wasn't there for a couple of days. And then there was one particular day when we all was sitting in the class and our teacher came in with a couple of other teachers. And she was just like, I got something to tell you guys. I want to tell y'all before y'all go to lunch because I don't want no other kids to tell y'all. Then she was like, Duron is dead. And our whole class erupted. So we sat in there for probably like an hour and cried and stuff. And then we went to lunch. And we was in the lunch line crying and stuff. And this one kid, he came up to me and he was like, y'all crying because y'all a friend died? And we was like, yeah. So then probably like a week or so later, we end up going on a field trip to his funeral.
Y'all went to a field trip funeral?
Yeah, we went to his funeral.
Wow.
Yeah. So my mama ended up taking off work to go. So my mama went and everybody was all dressed up and stuff. We took the school bus there. And I remember walking into church and everybody just stopped. Because his classmates, a whole class of his classmates just walked in. So all these little second graders are coming in and we're in line to go see him in the casket. And we went up there to see him in the casket. Him and his sister shared the casket.
His sister died too?
Yeah, his sister got killed too.
Damn.
So the story his mom said was that there was some people that busted in her house and drowned her kids in the bathtub. Come to find out, she killed them.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So,
because what she like? She was like on PCP or some shit, right?
I don't know why she killed him.
I still don't know why. I don't know. I mean, you had to be on something, right? But yeah, I just remember coming home one day and my grandma was like, "There go your friend's mama on the news," and I saw them putting her in the car because that's when it came out that she had killed him. But yeah, she had lied and said that there was some home invaders and they killed her kids in the bathtub. But no, she actually killed them both. So yeah, that's some stuff that you'll never forget, ever, ever, ever.
Yeah, that stays with you.
Yeah. So.
Yes, we
Well,
don't
of course.
want this ass white bitch to get out.
Yeah, but of course, when it's little black kids or whatever, that don't make national news. So.
Which is crazy because,
Mm-hmm.
I'm an advocate of setting our monsters out there. We are never going to be able, and I've said this countless times. This is probably the 10th time I've said this. And I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to say it until my fucking lungs collapse. This is the problem with us as a community. We don't set our own monsters out there.
Yeah.
That needs to, those people that you just mentioned, it shouldn't have been a aha moment for me. This should always be there. Because you have to, the only way we're gonna even get past this predatory behavior that people have, or these onslaughts of mistakes that people have because of drugs and alcohol and just bad decisions. This should be spoken to so people know what to do in life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And unfortunately, it's more common than we want to admit. People killing their kids. Like it's like these kids just don't stand a chance, And then it'd be the people that they trust the most, like their parents. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When their parents is the one that's killing them. And it's so many, like you hear it so many times on the blogs or in the news or whatever, but just imagine the stories that you don't hear. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always happening. Unfortunately.
I've even speaking of that, I'll even trickle down because I don't have no experience like you had, and that's a terrible experience is always going to live rent free in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that always got me was it was two things that fucked me up growing up when I was in my 20s and my 20s and late 20s. One was I got an uncle that was best friends with Terry Blair. Well, I can't call them best friends. They smoke crack together. And I've been around this man and hung out with this man, and I thought he was a cool individual. I'm never gonna be like, oh nah, Terry was cool as a motherfucker. Nah, I used to say that shit. Now as I got older, I realized, nah, that's some bullshit because this motherfucker was a monster.
Now explain to the audience who that is.
So if you don't know who Terry Blair is, Terry Blair was a drug addict who was killing prostitutes. And he killed a lot of them. We had a story when we were growing up in the neighborhood that I grew up in. We have a creek in our backyard, and we used to we were always tell the story about the lady in a lantern that she would take kids and take them to the creek and kill them, all this type of shit. And I'm gonna tell you this, and I put this on my son, which is 100% true. One day, me and my cousin, rest in peace to my cousin Mark Anthony Black, we went there and we were walking through the creek in the dark, and we seen a light in one of the tunnels in the creek, and we got scared and got up out of there. Well, I got scared. I can't say he did. I got scared and got the fuck up out of there. Come to find out, this is where he had killed a couple bitches back there. So I always tell people to this day, we probably was watching or we didn't see the shit because I never say I seen anything. I just seen a light. But we probably was about to witness a fucking murder if we was there watching that shit. If we just were like, what this bitch about to do? We was probably about to see some shit that would have warped us as a man.
Right.
I always tell people that shit. People be looking at me and like, nah. I'm like, nah, real shit. You can ask anybody on my block. Like, we had the lady in the lantern shit, like, yeah, don't go back there. Yeah. And then come to find out, when we went back there and we seen that light, we took off because we was like, this shit real. And then we find out this motherfucker was literally taking bitches in the sewers and killing them. Like, we almost witnessed a motherfucking murder. I don't give a fuck with nobody. Everybody try to be like, nah, you don't know. It could have just been a regular homeless person. Nah, hell nah. When I say this nigga was cool with my uncle to the point where this nigga was there all the time, the creek is right in our backyard, my nigga.
Yeah.
This motherfucker was taking these motherfuckers right there because nobody's going back there.
Right.
So I remember that, and I'm like, these are the monsters that we have. These are the monsters that is in our community that we don't even talk about. You know, we can give him a play about, you know, how he grew up and all that, but at the same time, he became a monster, and that's what it was. Fast forward off of that, another thing that always sits in me tough is Precious Doe.
Yeah.
The thing that fucked me up about Precious Doe was, one, not only did I how can I word this without sounding hood? Fuck it, I'm gonna just say it. I knew an individual that was serving Precious Doe's mama's boyfriend.
Oh wow.
Because that nigga was on juice.
Yeah.
Nigga smoked a lot of juice. Mama smoked a lot of juice too, but that nigga smoked juice. Like, you would think that nigga was hustling away how much he smoked juice. That nigga would buy half ounces and you would think, you know, nah, he, you know what I'm saying, he's selling that. That nigga smoking for fucking weeks straight type of shit.
Wow. So he bought in bulk like it was Costco.
Yeah. They were so fucked up. This is why I want to tell y'all how fucked up Monsters is, because they not only unalived this young girl, but they did it in such a gruesome manner, and they still was in a mood where they could still fuck. You know, this is the thing that used to fuck me up about people, and I used to tell people, they like, man, you pay attention too much. I'm like, these motherfuckers is taking mug shots, and we're watching them live and how they're going in the jail. These niggas are taking mug shots and shit with hickeys on their neck. They still can fuck after what just happened.
Right.
These are monsters, y'all.
But remember, it was years later.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they probably put this shit out their head. But then in the same breath, you're probably right. They probably fucked that same night with that baby laying there dying.
Yeah. And when they knew they was getting, when the heat was on, see, this is the thing I'll be telling people. When they knew the heat was on them, they decided they were gonna fuck before they went to jail.
Mm-hmm. That whole story, you know, that whole story shook the city. It shook the city for years.
Man.
And it ended up getting national attention eventually. But again, they don't really care when it's little black kids. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because they decapitated that baby.
That shit was wild.
How can you do that to a baby? It's just crazy. And she was like, what, 6? I think.
Nah, she was younger than that.
She was younger?
Yeah.
So
Precious Doe was probably like 4 years old.
4. Yeah, I thought she was 6. But yeah. You can look that shit up. They got a whole Wikipedia page behind that.
That shit is so wild. And my 7 degrees of separation with Precious Doe is not only do I know a dude that was actually, you know what I'm saying, serving the mama's boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
The grandfather who was like, that's my baby, who opened this shit wide open,
Yeah.
was in Oklahoma.
Right. Muskogee.
Muskogee.
Mm-hmm.
My people stay in Muskogee. I grew in my younger life, I spent time in Broken Arrow, Tulsa, and Muskogee, Oklahoma. You know, so it was like my moral compass. When that happened, I was like, yeah, my moral compass got to be from there, because that nigga was like, nah, that's my grandbaby.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I was like, damn, and we not family, we not kin or none of that shit. But it's the fact that, like, damn, they spent time in Muskogee. I did too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Muskogee ain't big. It's like as big as Raytown, I think.
It's smaller than Raytown.
Yeah.
As I know for a fact.
Yeah, maybe Blue Springs. Maybe it's
Like,
not as big
it's
as
got
Blue
more
Springs.
land. Don't get me wrong. It's got more land, but as far as like community, it's way smaller than Raytown.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but not to bring a downer on the show, but yeah, you know, rest in peace to those kids.
Man.
So, yeah. Next up, let's talk about something. It's a little old, but we ain't been here in a while. So, Drake. Drake. So yeah, Drake filed a lawsuit not against Kendrick Lamar, but against his record label or distribution company, Universal, who he also has a deal with. Because he feels like they inflated the numbers. He feels like they inflated the numbers for Kendrick Lamar's "Not Like Us" song. So, with that, he feels like there were certain things that they were doing to get the plays. He also sues Spotify as well, because he's saying that if you were to request certain albums or songs of Drake, it will play Not Like Us. So, because of this, a lot of people clown Drake. A lot of people was like, he constantly taking L's. This is a rap beef. You don't sue in a rap beef. Blah, blah, blah. For the most part, I do agree. Excuse me. You don't sue in a rap beef. True. However, there were certain things that were said in Not Like Us that I feel was going a bit too far. Not a bit, fully. It was fully going too far. There were certain allegations that were thrown around that you just don't play with. And putting something like that on somebody is like the worst allegation you could put on somebody. Like, I don't think there's anything worse to be called. And especially if it's not true. We don't know it to be true. Kendrick's never provided any receipts or anything like that. And I just think it was too far. Of course, we all love the song, but I think I said this back then that you don't play with that word. And if it's true, you need to provide receipts. Um, so I can't be 100% on the side of you don't sue. It's a rap beef, you don't sue because of that. That's just something you don't play around with. And we need to not act like that is something as trivial as being called an African booty scratcher or something like that. Like it's not the same. It's not the same. What are your thoughts?
African booty scratcher is classic.
I
Oh my
know,
God.
right?
So classic. When you said that, I immediately went back to the 4th grade. Damn. This is one of those things where I agree with you, Lindsay, to a fault. One, I agree with you. Those accusations, you can't really put that jacket on a person because it's hard for that person to take that jacket off. 100%. You can't do that. At the same time, I say that and y'all have heard me say this plenty of times, as a person that at one point thought I was a hip hop artist. If you mention my family, then it is no holds barred. Like, me and you can go at it, but once you mention my family, then whatever I start saying to you is going to be completely disrespectful. Because at this point, if I see you in real time, you're going to have to show me you everything that you just said. If you said my wife cheating on me, you need to prove that right now before I knock your teeth out your fucking mouth. Because it was just us. But now you involved everybody else. Not only are you not only as you putting shade on me and rap beef, but you also playing towards insecurities as a man. So now I have to play with yours. You know, that's the type of time I'll be on.
Yeah, and I get that, because some people have brought up the fact that Drake was calling him a wife beater and all this type of shit, right?
Yeah.
It's not the same.
It's not the
I'm
same.
sorry.
It's not the same, but you're the queen of this, saying that my aggression ain't your aggression. You might do something to me that you like, oh, but I'll do something extreme, and you be like, it wasn't that deep, nigga. You don't know how deep it was for me.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? It's one of those. So I'm always be on that devil's advocate playing on that. Now, what I will say with this lawsuit, because I deep dived into this lawsuit, and if it goes the way Drake wants it to go, it's gonna turn heads on the way we scale music right now. Because when I deep dived into it, two things I found out that I didn't know. Spotify really owns Universal.
Spotify owns Universal?
They literally they pretty much own the majority of shares of Universal. So when Universal artists pop out and do shit and they go viral, the algorithm is automatically going to push them.
Right.
And so that's what, see, everybody thinks, that's the thing why I always tell people, ever since my brother been getting locked up, read your paperwork. What Drake is suing is that they were using bots, and they were and they were pushing Kendrick because of Spotify, because of the algorithm in Spotify. That's what he's really suing for.
Right.
He's not suing Kendrick.
Right.
But everybody's so caught up in saying, "Ah, man, nigga, you tripping? Why? Nigga, we was listening to it because it was a bop." He's not suing. He's not suing because of the song was a bop. He's suing because what y'all start doing was the algorithm start pushing him more than it pushed me on my own fucking streams. That's what he's suing for in real time. If you break it down in layman's terms, because everybody want to give you the technical knowledge of it, I'm gonna break it down to you because I paid attention to it and I read paperwork. I've been reading paperwork since I was 10, nigga. What it is he's suing them because they were profiting off of him not profiting. And so now that's a no for everybody. So and that's the thing. That's the thing that we fail to understand as far as black people, because we're steadily looking for a beef into that. You know how much Drake don't give a fuck about the beef, and I'm not a Drake advocate because he got killed out there. I'm not that, but what I am saying is he's got to the point where he is playing not like us in his own fucking tours.
Right. I saw him like a clip of him on stage singing it.
Because he gets more streams that way, because they'll stream him.
Yeah.
This is what he had to result to. So I understand why he's suing.
I get why he was suing too. And to be truthfully honest, I would not be mad if he wanted to sue Kendrick too for defamation. Because you're not going to put that on me.
So now this is why we're going to play devil's advocate on this. Because of the fact that I ran through what that paperwork was on that lawsuit. He mentioned that, but he didn't try to carry it. It would have been a difference if he'd have carried that lawsuit plus defamation. He didn't do that. So that was, for me, that's why Kendrick don't need no receipts. Kendrick don't need no receipt because you even got lawyers involved and you still didn't try to sue. Now, if it had been a difference if he tried to sue him, because then I would have been like, oh shit.
I feel like it would have been career suicide. I mean, on the surface, this
is career suicide anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna say on the surface, this is it.
Yeah.
But if he were to directly sue Kendrick, as much as I would have been like, yeah, I would have too. I'm not mad if he would have. I could definitely see it being career suicide if he did.
But it also
that would have 100% been.
It would have been 100%. But this is also let you know how the industry ain't really what it is. Because most people, you got motherfuckers on the outside looking in, like, especially when it comes to lawyers, like, why didn't you? Well, shit, he should sue Kendrick too, because he already looks like a flawed nigga for suing.
Right.
At the same time, I'll say this: I can't sue him because if I do sue him, what if he does have receipts? What if he can pull up something? Or on the same flip of, if I sue him, what would that turn into my career into? Now I'm gonna be in the back. I'm gonna be right behind 6ix9ine. Now I gotta make 6ix9ine famous because I'm a snitch. Like it's just. So
I mean, I get it.
There's so much shit into that.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, even when I dig down into it, the whole reason why he's doing that is because it took money away from him, because now they can negotiate a smaller salary for Drake. $400 million is a lot of money. And you know what? I'm going to honestly say, because for 10 years strong, how Drake has been pumping music, they cheated him. 400 million ain't enough.
Yeah.
And I think he realized that at one point, before the beef hit, I think he realized that and was trying to negotiate his contract.
Yeah.
You know, Drake's problem is Drake should have went independent. If Drake would have been independent, Drake would have damn near been a billionaire. But Drake trusted everybody else, and they're only giving him a little bit of his money. And I think somebody got in his ear and he realized that. But now when the beef hit, Now when this shit comes through, now I just look all the way fucking flawed.
Right.
And I think that's what actually happened. And again, that's just my opinion. This is allegedly from the Ish We Talk. This doesn't have to be necessarily true, but this is what I believe.
Right. Yeah. And I'm not mad at that theory. I'm not mad at that theory at all. It's just the whole, like, the way people just, read a headline and just run with it without trying to look into what actually is going on. It's just, that's the part that's just insane to me. Cause it's like, y'all just really thinking that he's suing Kendrick.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, like I said before, if he were to sue Kendrick, I wouldn't be mad. He'd be well within his right. Cause like I've been saying, you cannot, that's the worst thing you can ever call somebody, especially when it's not true. And you not about to put that on me.
And I 100% agree with you.
I don't give a damn what I said about you, your mama, your daddy, your wife, your kids. I don't give a fuck. You not gonna
don't call me an essay.
Right.
Don't call me an essay.
You not, especially with dealing with kids.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
But because everybody thinks that, and I'm gonna say this, and this is me. This is Lily's opinion. Y'all think he's pushing the Jewish white card. He ain't pushed that yet.
No.
He ain't pushed that yet.
No.
By the time he pushed that, y'all gonna know he pushed that. He ain't pushed that yet.
That's what he hasn't done. What he's seeing is an injustice, and he wants to make it right.
He's gonna listen. If this catches wind and moves, it's gonna fuck up a lot of things, because a lot of people don't know. That's and I didn't know. So that's why I always implore people to always, be open-minded so you can catch information. Because when I deep down, that's when I found out when Spotify owns a lot of these motherfucking labels for real.
Mm-hmm.
As far as net worth and stocks, they own a lot of them. It was literally people saying, it was literally people that was working for Universal that they flat out told them, if you got stocks in Spotify, you need to sell them off right now because you can't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it anymore because they're the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, that's crazy. And I'm like, and when I looked at them, not looked at it, but like was listening to it and going down YouTube, I'm like, this shit ain't got nothing to do with Kendrick. This is a whole game changer right here. This is AIs are controlling why why music is getting pushed. That's why now it makes sense for niggas my age and older that was like, ain't no real shit going on in hip hop. It's not.
Yeah. Right. Cause like people just, blow off the older generation when they get to talking that shit. You know what I'm saying? But no, there's some truth to what is being said, because how are certain people that you may deem talentless popular? You know what I mean?
Because the algorithm, it makes so much sense. I was saying that shit about jobs, and I was like, damn, that's why I know who the fuck Ice Spice is.
Yeah.
Because the algorithm push it because they own that shit.
Yeah. Sure. That's how we know Cardi B music. Sexy Red.
Cardi B, Sexy Red. This shit is about to change the game.
Yeah.
All you rappers right now that are making millions of dollars, y'all need to start investing that shit. Because if this shit get feet and get to running, oh man.
Yeah.
It's gonna fuck everything up.
It's not fair, and it's a monopoly. It's not fair, Like the playing field is not fair. How does one of the streaming sites own a record label? How is that fair? Like, that's crazy.
They
That's crazy.
damn near own Universal.
Yeah.
Flat out. Like, y'all
And,
can look this shit
and
up.
Universal
Like,
is
go
a
on
giant.
YouTube. Go on YouTube. They're gonna
Yeah.
tell you that. It's gonna be people from Spotify that let you say, hey, you can't trade Universal stock anymore because that's inside trading, and vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. So, yeah. So yeah, so that's Drake, which is sidebar. Let me pull this up because this is funny to me. Hold on. Saw this photo and I said, hell no, we gotta use this one. Look, why does he look like Prince in this photo?
Dude, listen. Now, all jokes aside, I told you I'm not a Drake advocate.
Yeah.
And Drake is a very talented dude. I would never take anything away from him. But the way Drake is trying to preserve his youth is irritating the fuck out of me. Bro, embrace that you are old like me and look like you. You know why we love Maxwell? Because Maxwell didn't do no dumb shit. Maxwell managed to look how he looked for 7,000 years and wore a suit at it. He started off wearing baggy clothes and then he turned into a suit and he stayed a suit and he still looks like he's 34 years old.
Yeah. Man, remember he came out with hair and then he cut it off and now
like, man, you're doing too much. Prince was Prince, but even in Prince and Drake, because he does look like Prince. I can't even lie. I'm just my ADHD. I'm going back and forth. But like, dude, like even Prince embraced getting older. But you don't want to be Prince. You are a phenomenal fucking person as far as talent. You don't want to be 50 years old, trying to put your hair in a fro and wearing satin. You don't want to do that, Drake. Because that's what Prince was doing. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You ain't built for that. You ain't built for that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a little sidebar. But yeah. So another thing with Kendrick, okay, so Kendrick's new album came out. It's called GNX. I know you said you only listened to about 4 tracks.
Yep.
I have listened to it several times.
I get it. I mean,
and I was late to the party. It took me a minute to listen to the album, but once I did, oh boy.
You should. I'm gonna eventually do it. For the people that are listening, I've said this before and I'll keep saying it. I'm just so biased on things now. I'll listen to it, but I'll listen to things, but like when real stuff end up having to go on, I'll just stop. And then when I stop, I go to long periods of time and not going back to things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not saying that the songs that I heard wasn't dope. They were 100% dope. I ain't even gonna lie. But like once I stop doing something and move on to something else, it'll take me a while to double back to it.
Yeah.
So that's it. I'm never saying that I'm gonna be a nigga to be like, well, I only listen to a couple of songs. I ain't gonna be on that Charles and White shit. Like, don't nobody check for Kendrick because yes, the fuck everybody fucking does. I just be having life. You know. That's it.
Yeah, and I get that. I've done that. So, but as far as the album is concerned, for me personally, I think it's his second best album. It's under Good Kid, Mad City for me. Cause I'm sure I've voiced this on this show before, but
My issue with listening to Kendrick is I get lost in his delivery. So I'm not paying attention to what he's saying, and like because his the way that he delivers his lyrics is so mesmerizing, I get hypnotized. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about in half of his songs. You
I think
understand?
a lot of people. I've told you before. I think a lot of people are like you. They just, but for you to have the understanding, you like, okay, like I can't really say nothing about that because I just got caught up in the music and I didn't even really fucking listen.
Yeah.
I think that's what the majority of people do. They just not honest enough to say that.
Yeah. And once I was able to articulate what was going on and I started verbalizing it, a lot of people was like, that's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. A lot of people are like me. Like we get lost, and it's not like we can't comprehend. It's just that we get hypnotized. His delivery is that it's that dope that you just get hypnotized,
It's that's the thing that makes Kendrick so dope is even on a hype song, he has a monotone.
Yeah. And then he always changes the way that his delivery is and the way that his cadence and all that type of stuff. Like it constantly changes, and it's cool, and you get lost. Like you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Kendrick could be like, and then them niggas shoot. And then you calm down, brother. What you're doing? Calm down, brother. You shouldn't do that. That's another
Right.
He'll do that, and that'll fuck everything up for everybody who is not really like trying to pay attention to the bars.
Mm-hmm.
Like that'll throw everybody off.
It really will. It really will. Like he'll have 5 different conversations, 5 different dialects, 5 different tonal voices in one verse, and you don't know which way is up because he could be having a conversation with himself, his conscience, the demon, you, like everybody is having a conversation all at one time, and then he's gonna yell, and then he's gonna come back to reality and go on about his business, and you're stuck there, and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
That's why you can't never he puts out so much classic music, you can't say any album. Well, everybody's gonna have their opinion. They're gonna be like, my album is this, or this album now I listen to is better than this album. But everybody's gonna have a different opinion. When you talk to you about, what's your best Kendrick Lamar album, you're gonna give them your best. When they ask me, I always say Untitled and then Section 80. And then I go into Good Kid, Mad City. But that's just that's the talent and the lyricism that Kendrick has. It's gonna catch everybody on different phases.
Yeah. And see, me, it was before GNX, it was Good Kid, Mad City, then Damn. But yeah, that's not the case now. GNX. And it's so wild because GNX is so West Coast. And I've heard that people ain't really into it that much. Like they like it, but they're not into it that much because it's so niche. So I don't know if that speaks to us being quote unquote baby Cali or what, but yeah, I fuck with it.
And I feel that because we definitely are baby Cali. But the whole thing in a nutshell, I think that what really gets people is they call it niche, but what he's doing is putting a staple on of what West Coast music should sound like.
Mm-hmm. Or what it's been sounding like. We just ain't been fucking with
I just ain't been paying attention.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna that's what I'm gonna do. It's no more blending. It's no more doing it. When I tried to blend in and try to be cool with these niggas, you seen how this fuck nigga shit happened. I'm gonna just put the staple down for my city. That I respect that about Kendrick more than any of the shit that's going on as far as the beef and all that shit with Drake, the shit I respect more him, and he's like, not only am I gonna destroy somebody that I don't like, I'm gonna also put a staple on. This is Cali music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is what we do over here. Whatever they do over there is what they do over there. No more blending. No more desegregation. Fuck that shit. Segregate it, because these niggas are infiltrating and they're not really a part of the culture.
Yeah.
So I respect that.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's trying to. I think that's what he's trying to do. That's no downplay to white rappers or any of that. This is a downplay to people who are capitalizing off of trauma that we have generated. We have turned into triumph.
Yeah.
It's people capitalizing off that have no idea what it really is to be a hip hop artist.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna piggyback off of that in a minute because that's gonna lead us into our next subject. But before I do that, let's talk about another part of what he was saying on this album and the whole thing about Lil Wayne. What did you think about that part?
You know what? I'm not even gonna lie to you. I respect that, and I don't even think it was a beef or him like trying to disrespect Wayne.
I don't think so either.
I think it was 100% truthful. Like, nigga, I don't make this shit happen. Like, you know, I'm organically me. I don't make this shit happen.
Yeah.
Powers to be made that shit happen. But damn, whatever though. I'm not tripping off that shit. I ain't gonna trip off of it. But nigga, it is what it is. Like,
yeah. I don't think it was a beef.
You know what I'm saying? The people were spoken.
Yeah. I don't think it was a beef, quote unquote, like him trying to beef with Wayne or anything like that. I think Wayne is just like, my name was spoken, period, point blank. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave me alone. That's what I think Wayne is on. Like, don't speak my name, period. Leave me alone. But I understand what Kendrick is saying as well, because it, like, my success pretty much got Lil Wayne mad.
Yeah. But the whole thing is, the thing in a nutshell was, bro, you went on this tirade about how you was upset about that shit.
Yeah, but it could have been anybody. It's not specifically Kendrick Lamar. It could have been insert any entertainer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have set this off. Cause I'm still gonna ride to the end of the day, on any given day, that Lil Wayne should be doing the Super Bowl. And this is all Jay-Z's fault. But it's no slight to Kendrick. I just don't feel like Kendrick's been in the game and had that much success to do the Super Bowl by itself just yet.
Before you go further, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna piggyback what I just said. I just told you how shit works and how the algorithm is pushing things. Rock Nation is a business. They move off of what is making money. That was a smart business move, because it's going to generate more money. That, know what I'm saying? That's what that shit is looking into. That ain't Jay-Z saying, nah, we should put Lil Wayne in. This is the algorithm and the business practice saying we need to put Kendrick Lamar in.
But it is Jay-Z's fault, because Jay-Z has the final say so. They came out and said that he has the final say so. And
Jay,
Lil Wayne
you see what Jay is doing? Jay is a billionaire with locks now. Like, this is a nigga who had a New York Caesar for 40 years. This is a man who wears suits, linen drawers, and has locks now. That man is not paying attention to business like that. He can say he is, but he has people that are doing it for him.
But he still has the final say so.
He don't give a fuck about the final say so. He give a fuck about what's going to give him more money at the end of the year. If they said, all right, we can get Lil Wayne.
I don't think they would have lost any money with Wayne.
This is what I'm saying. If he said, okay, let's get Lil Wayne, and then they looked at shit again, none of this shit is owned by us anymore. It's all algorithm. So he's like, all right, what's gonna push more? We're gonna get Lil Wayne, boom, boom, boom. They showed the algorithm how that's gonna push, and then when they was like, well, we think we should get Kendrick because of this, blah, blah, blah. See how the algorithm pushes up. And of course, he was like, all right, let's do that because that's gonna generate more money. He's a businessman. He's not a businessman. He's a businessman.
With all of that, it still should have been Lil Wayne. I don't care. But this is not the point of this subject. So yeah. Yeah. Just, humor me. Who do you think will win in a battle between Wayne and Kendrick?
I am so glad that you said this. I'm so glad. Oh, I've been wanting to say this for the longest. Oh my God, I've been wanting to say this for the longest. Wayne is one of the GOATs out here. One of the best rappers alive or dead. Let's just keep it a beam. Yeah. Let's just keep it a total beam. Lil Wayne has real lyrics. Like, nobody's ever gonna downplay Lil Wayne. If you ever want to, one of those people to say Lil Wayne ain't a lyricist, you are out of your rabbit ass mind. Right. That man is a lyricist. At the same time that I say this, Lil Wayne has never went through a beef where he back to back tried to hit somebody. So this is where I always say, yeah, Wayne can say that. Wayne, as a GOAT, he can say, hey man, don't mention my name, wah. At the same time, Wayne ain't never won a battle.
What battle has he been in?
He went through the whole Pusha T battle. Pusha T kills everybody, but he went through that. He lost.
When did he battle Pusha T?
Oh my God, nigga, that was early. They came in early dumping against him.
Oh, wait. That was like after what happened to that boy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember now.
So like, okay. Don't do that. Don't act like that.
That was way long time ago. That was before he stopped writing down his lyrics.
And the only thing that man said after that is fuck Pusha T and what did he say? Fuck Pusha T and whoever love him. That was it. He didn't say anything else.
Yeah. Well, that don't count. That was before. All right. Who else? Who else did he battle?
All right. Then he had the situation with Gilly the Kid. Now,
I didn't even know who Gilly the Kid was until this podcast. So, I mean, I understand that he was a rapper and he was signed to Cash Money, but had no idea who he was.
With Gilly the Kid, now think about it. Gilly the Kid, Lil Wayne has super surpassed him. But Gilly used to say all the time that he used to write for Lil Wayne and used to ghostwrite for Lil Wayne. It's just now coming out with people saying, yeah, Gilly used to do that, but Gilly was standing on that motherfucking high horse by herself. Nobody would say anything. Mm-hmm. And when he was doing that, he was dumping out real facts, and Wayne never tried to address it. He tried to do it with a slick bar, but he never talked about it. And then Wayne would just try to bypass it. Like at one point he was like he would never beef with Silly the Squid, and I was like, man, we know who you talking about. Like, no, just say what it is. Like, but he never addressed that, so he technically lost that war.
Okay.
And then Jay-Z, everybody acts like this didn't happen. Jay-Z literally on a song with Wayne, he was like, you got baby money. You know, he was like, to say it whole right, he said, you got baby money. That's my baby's money. That was a beef right there. That was a shoot you down.
Yeah.
Doof, 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 doof.
Okay.
Wayne's response to that was like, you say I got baby's money, but I got baby's money. Kidnap your lady and kidnap your lady and now I got your baby money. That shit wouldn't. No, he couldn't. He's lost every rap battle he's been in.
Okay. It just don't sound like he was trying.
Exactly.
So if he actually tried.
If he actually tried, he wouldn't go nowhere because he's never tried to put the work in. And that's no downplaying Wayne. Wayne just, nobody ever was like, oh no, he had a verse ready when if they were really pushing the beef. Because Pusha T was really pushing the beef.
Mm-hmm.
He would have, if he would have had a verse ready, he would have had a verse ready. It would have been already ready to go. Yeah. He never had that. The only thing you can say is fuck Pusha T and whoever love him. He didn't think about it. See, that's the thing I'll be telling people. Like, I'm not downplaying Lil Wayne. I think Lil Wayne is one of the GOATs. He's going to be one of the GOATs. Mm-hmm. I used to know Wayne's verses back to back. It's still verses that I know that people be like, where is that from? And I got to pull up a mixtape. I fuck with Lil Wayne. I think he's one of the greatest. I just don't think he's award ready.
Okay. So you think in a battle, Kendrick will win?
I do.
Okay.
I do. And the only reason why I do is because Kendrick would not stop. Wayne would do a song, and it might be a phenomenal song, but he ain't going to continue. Kendrick is as he led to me, people used to say, the reason why we don't fuck with Kendrick because he don't put music out constantly. If it's beefing, we've already seen what he's going to do with music. Mm-hmm. That's tried and true. This is only one win, but this is a phenomenal win. Mm-hmm. So we know what he'll do. I think Wayne's going, if that was to happen, Wayne to have a song that will chart like a motherfucker, and it'd probably be one of the best songs Wayne has ever put out. But is he going to put out something else? Because Kendrick going to keep putting out shit. Because he beefing. Yeah. He on this West Coast, we pulling up on your block, nigga.
Yeah. I think Wayne would just be on he'd be on a different type of time that he'll probably do a one and done and not care.
Nah, because that's what cut your head off. And I only say that because I know what I'm saying because of this, and I want people to pay attention. The reason why Jay-Z is the man that he is because he never went on an onslaught beef with anybody. What he would do is make an album, and he would consistently dish you on this album. So therefore, it wasn't no more discussion about who Jay-Z was. Because even when people be like, oh man, shit, Nas killed him on this, motherfucker be like, okay, well, he said this on this album, this on this album, this on this song, this on this song, and then Nas didn't respond. So you got to play it like that. You got to play the long ball.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
I do when
Just
you're dealing with a
doing
mother.
these little subtle shots here and there. Nah. If we going to war, let's go to war.
And see, that's why. But see, this is what I'm talking about. Jay-Z never played that game with people.
He kind of did with the takeover.
He learned from the takeover. This is what I'm talking about.
And that's why he lost.
He lost, and then he didn't jump into miscellaneous shit he didn't need to anymore. He'll let you do your shit, and then he would lyrically beat you up for a whole album straight. This is what I'm saying. That's the thing that separates Jay-Z from a lot of other people.
Up. He might do a jab, but a lyrical beat up is not. 50 did a lyrical beat up for a whole album.
No, 50 slaughtered everybody. That's a difference. 50 literally murdered everybody.
Yeah.
But
so
what Jay-Z has managed to do is somebody could be beefing with him flat out and he won't respond to it. He'll just come out with an album where every other song is a right hook, jab, hook, swing. That's what made him who he is. If you think about it, after a while, people stop saying shit about Jay.
Because he's not battling. That's not a battle. You just throwing these little jabs here and there. That's not no battle.
Because I don't have to go to war. I've learned that I don't have to go to war that way no more. Because even thinking about it, it's a war. This is me and you warring. So we're trying to figure out who's the best rapper out of us. What makes Jay-Z so dope is he really went to war. They were going to battle. They won the battle, but they didn't win the war.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, boom, who is the most iconic rapper out of everybody that he beefed with?
The most iconic rapper out of everybody he beefed with is Nas.
And then who is over Nas?
Point.
Exactly.
Yeah. But you can't win the war without battling.
And that's what he was doing with albums.
I don't agree.
You don't agree, but that's exactly what it is now.
Yeah.
You don't agree? You're gonna say, no, that ain't right. That's the truth. He did the battle with verses. You did it with a song because you were beefing. It was hot. It was one of the best songs ever. Wop, wop, wop. Album-wise, I beat you. So I took it to battle with the albums, and I won the war.
I don't agree.
You don't agree, but it's evident. Who everybody say you got to go to?
I mean,
no, we're being logical right here. We're not about to be on some.
No, because you're bringing in other stuff that's not lyrics. Like if we stick into the lyrics and we're sticking to music, because you're bringing in the business part. If you're sticking to music and only music, no, he did not win. And you can't win just by just jabbing. Like if you're in a battle, like if you're in physical combat, you just running up on me, hitting me with a right hook and then retreating is not going to win the combat.
Ooh, you know what? You saying that out loud, I will say this. Have you ever seen a Muhammad Ali and George Foreman fight?
Mm-hmm.
It was the same fucking thing. It's a rope-a-dope. It's a rope-a-dope. Yeah, come at me swinging. And I'm going to just boom, boom, boom. Every time. And then boom, 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 boom. You swing. You, the crowd is going crazy. And then I just back up and I let you just fall off because you tired.
Yeah.
You're fucking tired.
Right. You were missing and all this type of stuff. That's not the same.
It's just what it is.
If I run up on you
You
and I hit you with a right
you
hook.
put the analogy out there, so I'm just saying.
But I'm saying, if I run up on you and I hit you with a right hook, and then I retreat, I'm not the person I hit is not down, they not phased or anything like that. Now, if I come back out and then hit you with another right hook, but you didn't hit me with a 1-2 combo, I might stumble before I hit you with that second right hook.
That's the thing.
And then go back. Like
he took it. He was dodging, bop, 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 take a couple hits just like Muhammad. Boom, boom, boom. I'll take a couple, and then I'm gonna hit you with the stinger, and then I'm gonna back off again. And I'm gonna let you come through swinging. I'm gonna duck a lot of that shit. I'm ducking, I'm swab, boom, boom. You might hit me with one. Ooh, that was a good shot. Bow, hit you right back, step back again.
But that's the thing. He's not, but he's not, his opponent is not missing. You making it seem like the opponent is swinging and missing. The opponent is not swinging and missing shit. They're swinging and hitting every time. And then I'm replying. It's just like that one scene in Harlem Nights when they was like shooting and then the guy was like, pow.
No, because like, what you're failing to realize is when I'm saying this, as far as that, he's ducking music. I'm ducking it. I don't give a fuck about this song. Boom. I hit you with this song, and it tops all 4 of the songs you just put out.
That's pretty much what Nas did. Because don't nobody talk about no other song but Ether. Ether is a freaking verb now.
Again, you talking about Ether. I'm talking about hits. Ether was a hit. I'm talking about hits, though.
The whole Stillmatic album was an album full of hits.
Can you name more hits on Illmatic or Stillmatic that Jayz hasn't jumped over before?
Got yourself a
jumped over those hits.
One
hits,
mic
after hits. You got Change Clothes. You got all of these. You got.
You did hits. Not just say change clothes.
I did. Only reason why I said that because it came into the same. Because I'm not saying that was a better song than One Mic. Fuck no. I just right. I would never say that, and that's no downplay to Jay-Z. But no, let's keep it real.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just saying hit. Jay-Z was throwing hit. Jay-Z became the GOAT.
But at that time, Nas was already the GOAT.
You can already be the GOAT. We have seen this shit through years and years of watching hip hop and just music. At one point, yeah, it's always gonna be one GOAT, and then then all of a sudden.
But he never was knocked off. That's the thing. Nas was never knocked off. Now Nas may have been quiet to where you thought that you can come in. But Nas was never knocked out. Nas has always had that GOAT status since Illmatic.
Nas, as much as he does have a GOAT status, the GOAT in hip hop right now, period dot, that has probably had it for the past 25 motherfucking years, is fucking Jay-Z.
But you looking at Jay-Z as an entity. That's the reason.
That's how you're supposed to look at it.
No, I'm talking about just straight lyrics, straight music. I'm not talking about him as a whole. Because, yes, he is most definitely a GOAT if you look at him as a whole. But if you look at Jay-Z, Jay-Z wasn't even the best one out of his crew.
Everybody knows this.
Yeah. So it's like, if
everybody knows what the hell
Jay-Z and don't get me wrong, don't get me fucked up. I was a huge Jay-Z fan. I like Jay-Z better than Nas back in the day. Jay-Z was my first concert. Okay, so it's not that I'm hating on Jay-Z or anything of the sort. I'm just saying. It
sound like it.
It may sound like it, but that's the reason why I had to put that disclaimer out there, because please don't get it fucked up. I was a huge Jay-Z fan back then. Like Jay-Z, it was Bone, then Jay-Z. That's what it was. So, but we not going to pretend like Nas didn't come out the gate 20 years old with Illmatic and got labeled a classic. We not going to pretend like that didn't happen.
Nah, we'll never downplay that.
Yeah, like it was Nas. The only real criticism that Nas gets is the beat selection. But his lyrics have always been top 10. Now he's had some songs where you may have raised your eyebrows on, but excuse me, everybody ain't perfect. But yeah,
All I'm saying, cuz, is that now all that sound good, but at the end of the day, Jay-Z won that. Because yes, Ether was a bona fide classic. Will go down as one of no, I ain't even gonna say one. I'm gonna say as top tier, the best beef song besides "Hit 'Em Up" to me.
better than No Vaseline.
No Vaseline is number 6 for me.
Better than Mama Said Knock You Out.
No. I won't say for me. It's not better than Mama Said Knock You Out. Just
So what's your number one?
I told you, Hit 'Em Up.
Hit 'Em Up.
Hit 'Em Up. I'm a die on. I wish I hate to say it like that, but I wish I could be in a scenario where I could be like, "That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker." That right there, that
He could have started and stopped the song right there and won.
right there would have been the best thing. That would have been a phrase I would have put on my wall if that's
Right.
all he said.
Right. Somebody should put that on a t-shirt. That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. I would most definitely wear that.
I would if Parker Brothers did Novelty, I would definitely put that on there. We might do it anyway.
Right.
Just because you put it out there, I'm like,
I got an idea for you that we'll talk about after the show. So, but yeah, because we spent a lot of time on this.
We did, but I mean, it is what it is. Everybody's gonna have their opinion about that, but to bring it back to what we were talking about,
yeah. To you know, like I said, I was gonna piggyback off of what you were saying in regards to Kendrick's lyrics. That brings up another one of our subjects because Kendrick did say on the first track on the album, I'm paraphrasing, but he talked about black men not letting white comedians talk about black women.
yeah,
And Hit Dogs Holler and white comedians that play around in black spaces, you know, were a little butthurt. Gary Owen came out, said something, and Andrew Schulz came out and said something. Now, what Gary Owen came out and said was what he said. It wasn't really too much to what he said, but Andrew Schulz, however, took it to hell.
I'm sorry.
He pretty much said that he think he can take Kendrick. He said he could put him on his lap, give him a bottle, and then he also said that he felt like he could have sex with him, and Kendrick can figure out if it's consensual. So he got a whole lot of backlash for what he said, which I'll get into in a second. But yeah, he said that on his Flagrant podcast, but you know, he also has a podcast with Charlamagne the God called The Brilliant Idiots. I used to listen to this show years ago, weekly. I cannot stand neither one of them now, so I don't listen to it at all. So yeah, he got on the Brilliant Idiots podcast and he talked about how he got a lot of
Kendrick fans coming to his page saying harsh things about his baby, commenting on the page and all this type of stuff, saying horrible things about his baby or whatnot. And he's pretty much taking it on the chin because he feels like it's comedy, and he expected to hear what he's been hearing. He's also been going back and forth with people online in regards to this or whatever. D.L. Hughley came out and said something, I want to say, under the Jasmine Brands post about this situation. And then he came back and talked to him. And then he's going back and forth with people on Twitter as well. When he addressed it on the Brilliant Idiots podcast, Charlamagne said that he didn't feel no ways about it because it was comedy, And this is the problem. Yes, people are sensitive nowadays, and comedians do have license to go there. However, when you get to saying something about violating a person, period, let's just start there. When you get to talking about violating a person, period, especially sexually, Cat Williams told us this at the beginning of the year: rape is not funny, period, point blank. It's not funny. But not even to stop there. When you get to looking at more of what he said, this is a white man that talked about raping a black man. That is something that was happening in slavery. It's called buck breaking. They would try to break the men down so that they can comply, and they will break them down by raping them. Let me put this up. This is alleged, what I'm about to say next, because this is what I heard. I also heard that this is the reason why Jamaicans don't really like homosexuals, generally speaking, because they had seasoning camps in Jamaica, and that's when they would bring the slaves to Jamaica and pretty much do the buck breaking at these seasoning camps. So they have a history of having this happen on that island. So they, so forth and so on. But
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, I heard that from a Jamaican, but I've never dug into the history or anything like that. So that's why I'm like, it's alleged.
It's a wedge, but it's almost too dramatic not to be false.
Right. And I'm not saying that the person will lie, but
right.
Yeah.
You would nobody wants to put their culture in any type of demeaning light. So yeah. If they saying it's something that's been passed down.
Right. So yeah, when you get to looking at that, and then you go back to what this man just said, that's not okay. It's not okay. And whether it was beknownst to him or not, if we go back to what Cat Williams said, rape is never funny. So the shit should have never been said in the first place.
It shouldn't.
Surface level or going deep. Just period, point blank. The shit should have never been said. You said what?
Pause that.
Oh, pause.
Surface level or going deep?
You're going.
What are we talking about here? Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about the comment. I'm not talking about the action. So, what is your thoughts on this whole ordeal?
This really actually, I ain't even gonna lie to you. It saddened me because I'm a Andrew Schulz fan. Like I actually thought, because he was a equal opportunist,
Yeah.
that he was funny. I've said this before on the podcast. I
Yeah.
actually think he's funny. This is stepping beyond the line of what funny is. And I'll say it like this: I won't even get into buck breaking or the shit that we can relate this to, because that's what it sounded like. I'll relate this to piggybacking off of what you said. Rape is never funny, and it's a lot of black males and young men and young boys who have experienced this, that's not going to be funny to.
Yeah.
You have to know when you're going to make a dark humor joke, you really have to know what crowd you're looking for when you do that. Because I've seen individuals make dark humor jokes that was all inclusive, I guess you would say, that everybody laughed over. And I've also seen people say dark humor jokes that was to a demographic and everybody else didn't find it funny. This is where I'm going to here. As much as I think Andrew Schulz is a good comedian, that ain't funny.
Yeah.
That ain't funny at all. And what I don't like is the POCs that he has in front of him that play yes man to him. Because if I was a part of your camp and you would have said that and on live TV in front of me, oh my nigga, you probably, me and you would have fell out right then and there. And I ain't saying fell out like we stopped fucking with each other, but I'll let you know right then and there. Essaying a black man because you think you bigger than him is not only not funny, that'll get you killed.
Yeah.
Don't play no games like that with
It's not fun. It's not funny. People don't take that shit lightly or anything like that.
I don't give a fuck what a nigga putting lyrics, because Andrew Schulz is one of those that plays devil advocate, and he wants to talk about how black men have talk about women or say things in their lyrics when it comes to hip hop. So he thinks that, you know what I'm saying, what he said wasn't off limits. And I will honestly say this to any other person that is not a person of color. We can say whatever we want to say to us. You can't say that shit to us. It just is what it is. And that's just breaking it down in layman's terms. This is not me really being technical. Me being technical is what we talk about is things we have experienced through trauma. And if you wanna jump into that trauma and be a part of that, you might not make it out of it. That just is what it is. And that's me being a square. I am a square. I have nothing to do with nothing, but I know people that look just like me, that act just like me, and a smile in a mugshot. If you told them that you are going to, you are big enough to rape them because they're small. Listen, as black men, ain't no weight class with us. We've been fighting up since our great granddaddies came here. All we had to do was fight up.
Right.
You're gonna catch yourself on the wrong end of somebody's motherfucking foot if you keep on making jokes that is going to demean. It's one thing to be funny, and it's one thing to talk about stereotypes. What you did was emasculate a man. That's not funny.
Yep. Right.
I'm never gonna laugh at that. I'm never gonna find that funny.
And I don't think it wasn't even funny.
Nobody should find it funny. And that's the thing. That's why I said it saddens me, because I thought you was a funny guy, but now I realize you just be butthurt about a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And so you say it in a funny way, that's your anxiety. Your anxiety is making you say it in a funny way, so we won't understand how actually disrespectful and segregationist you is. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the crazy part about it, because like, you know, earlier in the show you were cracking jokes and I was just like, I was laughing, but I'm like, it's not funny, right?
Right.
It wasn't even funny for me to be like, I shouldn't be laughing at this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't entertaining. That dude that was on the show with him when he was saying the shit, the black dude was shucking and driving, because it wasn't even something to crack a smile to. It was just like, what am I watching? Why are you talking about raping another man? Where did we get to as a society where this would be laughable?
And it was crazy because it was a backhanded, disrespectful way of demeaning a man, because he said, oh no, his team, whatever. But if it was me and him, instead of him saying like, nah, I'll whoop Kendrick ass, right, I'll have sex with him. Like, what?
He could have said any old kinds of things. He could have been like, man, I'll flick him across the floor.
He could have said anything, except I'll fuck him.
Right.
Like,
and
this
why
is what I
are
don't
you,
understand.
as a straight man, as a presumably straight man, talking about it? That's that white people shit, because they the ones that play with that gay shit when they're straight. Because straight black men don't play with the gay shit. But them straight white men play with that gay shit. And if I was gay, I'd be offended. Because why are y'all playing in our face? Y'all not gay. I don't play in y'all face. So why play in my face?
Why is it funny?
Yeah.
Why is it funny? Not even being on no extra, but why is it funny for me to say I would rape a dude? Yeah. Like it's one of those things weird. Where now I can see where it's like, because I know niggas that are purely disrespectful, but they ain't saying it as a joke. But it just sounds like a joke to me. I've literally been in a situation where a nigga said, man, I did 30 years, nigga. You little light-skinned ass nigga. You ain't, what are you saying, nigga? You look cute. You can't talk shit like you a cute nigga. Boy, like, you know what they'll do to you, nigga? They'll make you put makeup on in jail, nigga. You little cute ass nigga. That's what I'm talking about, pussy. You a cute nigga. How you gonna say something to me? I've watched a nigga do that, but it wasn't because they was making no. It was funny as fuck to me. Right? You know what I'm saying? It was funny as fuck to me. But that nigga was ready to end that man's whole life right there.
Right. Right. He morally did. Like, yeah.
Like, he made that nigga stop talking. He said, I swear to God, he was like, you know what they'll do to you? Well, man, come on, boy, the hell you putting makeup on? That's what I'm talking about, pussy. That's the type of shit you want. And that nigga stopped talking.
Oh, like, what can you say after that? No, they won't. Like, what can you say? No, that's not true.
He literally was like, yeah, that's the type of time I'm on, nigga. I'll get you fucked and fucked off. Like, legit.
Like, nuh-uh. I know you are cool with mine.
Yeah, he couldn't have been like, man, you better stop. Like, nah.
I mean, how can you reply to that? Like,
it made that nigga shut the fuck up. Like, that nigga literally shut the fuck up.
There's literally nothing you can say. I know you are, but what am I? Like, what do you say? You have to shut the fuck up at that point. But yeah. So
I've been through, like I said, it was funny to me, but at the same time, I knew the what he was saying to that man. He was demeaning that man.
Yeah.
So even though I found it funny, that man don't find that shit funny. No. That man gonna turn around. If that man ain't who you think he is, that man gonna put you in Forest Hill. Yeah. I guarantee you, if you say some shit like that to me, oh, bro, you can't walk around and be telling niggas you punked me like that. You punked me enough to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell nobody that. Like
Right.
I can't let that ride because that shit gonna end up going back to my family, and my family ain't gonna let that ride.
Yeah.
And my family ain't riding for me because the nigga told me he'll fuck me. The only way they gonna ride on me with that shit is they like, yeah, we putting money on his books.
Right.
The nigga told me he was gonna fuck Lily, and Lily shot that nigga in the face.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I'm
like,
yeah, I'm not going for that shit. I'm not. You can't
now
tell
I
me,
got to cut you. That's the rule.
right?
Yeah.
A nigga ain't never gonna be like, man, you little extra brown ass nigga, and I heard you was mixed with some shit. Oh, nigga, I'll pull on your hair. I'll shoot that nigga dead in the fucking face.
What you say to me,
What?
nigga?
What? Nigga, I gotta go home to a son, nigga. You,
Right.
you got me fucked up. Like,
Right. How you gonna look your son in the face when you tell him to take out the trash? No, give me the trash.
and I let that nigga say that shit to me.
Right.
And I was like, no, it ain't even worth it. No.
Right.
No, sir.
Kid be like, shut the fuck up, Dad, before I get Ray Ray to come over here and put you in your place. You know,
Exactly.
Give me the trash.
Not
I'll
doing
take it out.
Ryan told you to have you. Ryan told you to put makeup on your face. Nigga, no. What are you talking about?
Ryan ask how it tastes. Like, nope, give me the trash. I'll take out the trash.
Nigga, no. As square as I am, niggas gonna be like, yeah, he was a gangster that day.
Right.
Because it ain't gonna be no hesitation. You can't tell me no shit like that.
Right.
That's why I get with he talking about his fans and whoop because they letting you know, like, nigga, you fucked up.
Yeah.
Fucked up. And as much as he don't think he canceled. As far as on the black side, he canceled.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But it's so funny how you want to just automatically be like his fans. And I'm like, no, that's some people that's putting you in your place that what you said was foul. It ain't just his fans. Like people so quick to be like, oh, your fans did this. And they want to like blow it off because they think that we're just overzealous and nobody should pay any attention to what these people are saying or anything like that, like just blowing them off. But it's like, no, from what I saw, it was people gathering him, trying to educate him,
right,
telling him what you said was fucked up. At the end of the day, it's not funny and it has a very underlining racist meaning.
And you doubled down on it.
Doubled and tripled down. And then coon ass Charlemagne gonna co-sign the shit. And I was just like, you know
what are you trying to say? He was like, nah, I really have sex with like nigga, and you laughed that shit off. Charlemagne, as much as you say you enlightened,
he's not.
Exactly.
It's like, performative.
That should have been a doorway for you to be like, oh, okay, bro, I get it. You think that's funny, but let me explain to you why that's not funny. It
should have been an educational moment.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. He's not gonna listen to the people online. He's gonna fight them people online. What he would have done was listen to Charlemagne.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Charlemagne ain't trying to educate him and ain't trying to be on the right side of history with this situation. Because I'm sure somebody did get pull on his ear a little bit and be like, hey, this really ain't cool. But he's so combative and he's so on, oh, you shouldn't be canceling comedians. Comedians should say whatever they want to a certain extent. Yes, they should be able to say what they want to. But this has a underlining tone and it has a history. We can't let this ride. This is not okay. And you could have inserted anybody, any black person he could have said this to, and it would not have been okay. Period. Any black man that he would have said this to, it would have still had that underlying meaning. So it's not just because it's Kendrick. It's because of what the foul shit that has happened to us over centuries.
Let's just keep it. Let's keep it a whole dollar bill here, because we can do that, and it's 100% legit that we're doing this about how that shit goes back to all the trauma that we went through. 100% we can go there. I ain't even gonna go there. I'm gonna go surface level with you and say, when the fuck has sexual assault ever been fucking funny? Period. Dot. All eggshells in a row. Even when niggas was making jokes about Michael Jackson, niggas making jokes about R. Kelly, niggas making jokes about Bill Cosby, all that, it has always been an aspect of that's too much. That's too far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that
they
was,
don't,
and that was being light.
Even with the jokes that they do make about those people, they don't go as far as making a joke about assault. They skate around it.
Exactly.
But the actual act in itself, they don't make jokes about the act.
It's like I as much as like, because your Ricky Gervais is out here. Your what's his name?
Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. All of, you know what I'm saying, these individuals that we have out here. And those are the bad parts, but I'll say the Bill Blurs out here.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Jesselnick's out here. The ones that do dark humor. Even Shane Gorillas, because the majority of his people with special needs, literally in his family. So like he built a career about talking about them. Even them, they know limits. They know where they can go.
Yeah.
You can't keep jumping the line and expecting it to always be funny.
Right.
Jason Jeselnik is one of the most dark, humorous individuals I've ever actually got to see do a comedy. And he manages to escape the line without hurting someone's feelings.
Mm.
As much as the flack of Dave Chappelle of what he does, he still manages not to hurt everybody's feelings. You can't tell anybody that raping a man, not because he was making jokes about you or said or was disrespecting you, he just told you you can't talk about black women. If you know what I'm saying, like you can't crack jokes about black women. Period. You can't do that. That's all he said. You can say anything. Like part of certain things I did get, like when Andrew Schulz was like, you know, rappers, rappers can't. They've been upholding women for years. I get that joke because rappers been disrespectful. I get that. That joke you can let fly and you can ride on that.
Mm-hmm.
What you can't say is this nigga so little I fuck him.
Right.
That's what you can't say.
Right.
It's when it's all said and done, again, like I told you, we ain't got weight class. We had to fight we've always been punching up. I don't care, because I seen a YouTube guy was like, you know, Andrew Schulz, he boxed too. He even had an amateur career. Don't nobody give a fuck. You gonna get your ass beat, nigga.
Right.
Like, you about to get fucked up, like, because all of that is disrespectful. Like, when it's said and done, like, jokes are jokes. That's not a joke. Again, like I said, when was ever sexual assault funny?
Right.
Like,
no, it's just not.
I like dark humor comedy. What I've never laughed at was sexual assault.
Right.
That's not funny.
Yeah.
You can work your way around it. It was a segment that Bill Burr had, or Bill Blur, excuse me, when he was like, you know, he was watching the news where this man had got upset and end up whooping the shit out of his wife, and he was like, damn, I wonder what he said to her. And he was like, my wife got mad at me and woonty. And then he said, fast forward, a couple of days later, her mom was there, and the same news came on, and it brought it up again. And her mom said, "You know what? I wonder what he said to her, or I wonder what she said to him to make him do that." And the wife was like, "Don't say that," and he was like, "Ha ha! I got you. I got you." Now that's a roundabout joke that ends up being funny because everybody can relate to that. It wouldn't have been funny if he was just like, "Yeah, I was asking like, what you say? What a woman got to say to get their ass beat? Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're too raw with it. Like you Andrew Schulz, you were too right there, raw with it to not make it funny. At this point, it's just disrespect.
Yeah. Yeah. And some of the best comedians know that. So that means that you're not one of them.
No.
You're not like us. No.
That's true. I can guarantee you ain't. The funny part about this, while we talking about this, you know who don't got Andrew Schulz back? None of the good white comedians.
Oh, no.
They ain't jumping on that. They not jumping on that bandwagon.
Bullshit. Yeah.
Any comedian that jump on that bandwagon, they're a part of another group. They're not condoning that.
Right. 100%. So yeah. So that's Andrew Schulz. So now we'll get into our Diddy update. So yeah, our Diddy update this week, because you know there's countless stories, and we're not gonna talk about countless stories chapter and verse. We're just gonna hit the highlights because it's been a few weeks, and so this story is actually Diddy adjacent. So you know that lawyer Busby that's out of Texas that did the press conference and had the 800 number and said that he was going to have all these lawsuits filing, which he has been filing the lawsuits. He has a client that he's representing that initially filed lawsuit against Diddy because she alleges that she was assaulted by him when she was 13. This lawsuit was already filed, but then they end up taking it back and amending it because with the story she initially told, they withheld the identities of the other two people that were in the room. So there was 3 people in the room. Well, it's 4 people in the room. The accuser, Diddy, and then a male and a female. And now they have released the name of the other person that was in the room, the male. And that male is supposed to be Jayz.
It's the Rock.
So yeah, so basically what her story is that when she was 13, she went to New York by herself around the time that the MTV VMAs was happening. And she was trying to go to an after party. So she was like, you know, around the limos and stuff like that, trying to figure out who's who, where they going, blah, blah, blah. She ended up running into Diddy's limo driver. And he was like, you know, you pretty much look like his type. I'll take you to his party. So the limo driver took her to Diddy's party. She got to Diddy's party and she signed an NDA. And she was given a drink that was laced. And she was taken to a room. In the room, she eventually got assaulted by Diddy and by Jayz, while a woman watched. The identity of the woman still has not been revealed, but yeah, this lady is alleging that both Jayz and Diddy took turns on her. She eventually fought back and hit Diddy in the neck, I believe, and got away. She fled the scene unclothed, and she got to somewhere to where she can call her dad, and her dad came and got her. Now, nobody went to the hospital, nobody went to the police station. This happened in 2000, so this is 24 years later.
Nobody had any calls about a 13-year-old running the streets naked.
Nobody. Nothing. Nobody saw anything. So, yeah, 24 years later, she is filing suit. You know, I know we live in a day and age where people should feel like this is a safe space to come out and tell their story. And we really shouldn't put a time frame on when people come out and tell their story. However, none of this shit makes sense to me. I'm sorry. A 13-year-old who got to New York in 2000 trying to get to an after party, and then a 13-year-old signing an NDA, and then a 13-year-old getting assaulted, and then a 13-year-old leaving naked, and then a 13-year-old calling her father, and then a 13-year-old calling her father to come get her, and he comes and nobody does anything for 24 years. And I'm supposed to believe this according to her story.
So
y'all are asking a lot of me.
So I'm gonna just say this, because I'll say my rant later, but I'll say this. For your father to pick you up, shaken, scared, and naked, you should have killed everybody who she's seen before you saw her.
There's no way.
It just doesn't make any sense. That the whole situation would have been different. It would have been me on the news, like this random dude out of nowhere just pulled up at Puffy house and started shooting.
I don't know why, but it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was there, but I don't know what happened. I don't know that man. I ain't never saw that man, but I was ducking. He had a gun. Like, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to believe.
Listen. If this is true,
yeah.
One thing I will say about this is, when you sign those agreements, it should always be records of those agreements.
True.
So,
but a 13-year-old can't sign no NDA.
Again, if the way they're acting like, because okay, let me break it. I'm gonna just break it completely now. Fuck it. She went to New York. The scenario, she went to New York by herself.
Yeah.
Somehow she got to New York by herself, and she was able to wiggle her way to a Puffy after party. So if we're putting that in a scenario, I don't even know what this lady looked like, but she needed to look grown at 13.
And I don't know a grown looking 13-year-old. And I did not look my age at 13. So this is coming from somebody that I was this height at 13.
You don't look your age now. So
but I'm saying I know I didn't look grown at 13. Now I may have looked older than 13, but I know I didn't look of age. And again, I was this height. I'm 5'10". I was 5'10" at 13.
So you would okay. So put that in perspective, and then not only that you looked at, but you were running the streets naked, and nobody like Puffy and Jay-Z got enough money to to even hide this. They literally do have enough money to hide this.
They do. And that's another thing that I didn't mention. Jay-Z put out a statement. I'm not gonna read the statement because it's pretty lengthy. But he put out a statement. He made some points. Now, what people have said, in accordance to his statement, is that he said everything, but I didn't do it. Yeah, he did say everything, but I didn't do it. That is a fair assessment. However, Jay-Z don't talk. They have said everything under the sun about this man, and he has not said a goddamn thing. But this is where he drew the line, which goes back to the whole Kendrick and Drake thing. You cannot put that label on people. You just like if it's not true, people are not about to play with you about that label. That is the worst thing you could ever be called. There's nothing worse than being called that.
And again, even going back to the Drake thing, that's why I said kind of makes sense that he would be suing them, because he don't want if he did try to sue Kendrick, shit to come up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
One of them, Jay is pursuing this like, oh, you shady tree mechanic ass nigga. You're trying to bulldoze me over into the shit that's going on over there with that nigga. I get it. We fuck with each other. That's my homeboy. I didn't know my homeboy was doing that. Get that shit the fuck away from me. Like, it just, for me, and you know, if this is what it is, like at the end of the day, man, if that actually did happen, oh yeah, you know me, I'm not gonna sugarcoat. Y'all been listening to me for a couple of years now. We're gonna set Jay out like a monster, just like we set everybody else out.
Oh, 100%.
But
100%.
What it sounds like is they're looking for a cash grab. It's the same thing that the bitch that end up confessing like, oh, I probably had sex with Usher in my dream type of shit. Like, this is what I'm looking at. Like, I just don't believe this. Now, do I believe that Jay is clean out of all of this? No, I honestly say I don't think he's clean, but I don't think nobody's clean. You know what I'm saying? Because I think everybody just allowed this to happen. So I don't think nobody's clean. But do I think he had a part of that shit like that? Man, nah, I don't believe that. Just because of what this lawsuit is. I don't believe that's what it is. And I believe that a lesser person would have settled because they don't want to, know what I'm saying? They don't want to be in the publicity like that. But Jay has his hands in too many places not to kill it.
Yeah.
So he just got to get in there and kill it, because you can't fuck up my livelihood because you're trying to bring another nigga down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what Jay is going through.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I believe the lawsuit is farce. But again, that's just my opinion. The more and more things start coming out, the more and more I deep dive, the more and more other victims start coming out on certain things. If it ends up being a landslide of that nigga is nasty, then yeah, we're gonna set Jay out like we set everybody else out. You know, I don't have no problem setting these niggas out. Y'all get mad at me for doing that because y'all act like I'm downplaying black men, but no, I'm uplifting black men because all black men that feel like me need to understand that those type of niggas need to get the fuck from around you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like if it is proven to be true, then that's something totally different. But the story as is, the story in according to the accuser, the story, the way that it was presented, is far-fetched for me. And I mean, I know I expressed me being such a Jay-Z fan earlier in the show, but I don't give a fuck about none of that. Like, if he's a monster, he's a monster. You know what I'm saying? Whether I'm a fan or not, if he's a monster, he's a monster. But
exactly,
I just don't believe it, and that ain't got nothing to do with my fandom. It's just the story is not believable.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Because I think of when I hear shit like that, I immediately go back to me being 13, and I think of the access that I had at 13. I didn't have access to leave town and go to a whole nother town
by yourself,
by myself,
where you have to call your dad, but
and
next at a spot,
right, and
your dad has to drive to get you,
to get me. And then my dad takes me home, and like everything's all right. Like,
and everything's and I never speak about this to 24 years later.
Yeah, I didn't have that. I didn't have that type of childhood to where I could do any of that. You know
Even
what I'm
if
saying?
that did happen, again, because I don't want to victim shame or demean. Even if that did happen, your daddy a bitch ass nigga.
100%.
Your daddy a bitch ass nigga.
100%.
And that's just me in a nutshell. My son can't call me and I pick him up and he's butt naked. We're gonna have to get to the bottom of that tonight.
Immediately.
Immediately, and that's gonna guarantee somebody's gonna lose their life.
Yeah,
that's gonna guarantee it. My 13-year-old boy, man, my son better not call me at 13 and then say I don't want to say nothing. Boy, if you don't tell me where the fuck you just came from,
right?
Not only or I'm gonna crash out right here, I'm gonna make you crash out because you about to see your daddy be on some dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you gonna do that, or you gonna tell me what just happened?
Yeah,
because I'm gonna crash the fuck out.
And it better be the truth, and it better make sense.
Like, you can't tell me that. I can't pick you up, naked somewhere, and I don't handle my business right then and right there. I'm not calling. I don't got no time to call nobody.
Right.
I'm doing it right then and there.
Right.
Like, nah, and I just don't understand. If that's the way it happened, again, your daddy a bitch ass nigga.
100%.
White, black. When I say bitch ass nigga, that don't
has
mean
nothing to do with color. Right? It has nothing to do with color.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, because I know this for a fact. There's no way that my daddy could get a call about one of his kids being violated and he don't do nothing. I know this for a fact. Tried and true. There's no way. There's
ain't no real daddy doing that, man.
Yeah.
Ain't no real daddy doing that. Like, nah. I don't even I know deadbeats, but I think that would even the deadbeats that I know, I think that would trigger them. Like, fuck.
Absolutely. You gotta be you gotta be one of the best bitch ass niggas on this earth to not get triggered by getting a call like that about your kid, whether you like your kid or not. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You're gonna be like, what? Because you're gonna look at them and you're gonna be, damn, they call me because they want they need my help. I don't even fuck with this little nigga. Damn, this little nigga naked. Who got you naked? You here?
You know it's
Who
something
did it?
serious if you call me because we don't even fuck with each other like that.
Exactly.
You
Who
know
did
what
it?
I'm saying?
Who the fuck did that? That your whole thing should be like, who the fuck did it?
Yeah.
You know, I ain't never been there for you, but hold on. Who the fuck did this?
How about I'm about to fuck you up if you don't tell me?
If you don't say shit.
Yeah.
If you don't say shit, oh, you soft too. You nigga, if you don't say nothing right now, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. You
Right.
been getting slapped on. I see the bruises. You been getting slapped on. You want to keep getting slapped on? Where the fuck? And I hate to say it on some cruel nature like that, but I'm keeping it 100. You need to tell me what the fuck just happened.
Right.
Because I'm gonna guarantee you that that'll never happen to you again.
Yeah. First off, you already gonna get cussed the fuck out because how you even get here? Who said that this was okay for you to even come to fucking New York? Bitch, you're 13. So I'm gonna whoop your ass just on the strength. That bitch, didn't nobody tell you to leave the city limits, let alone you went to the biggest city in the fucking country. So you're getting your ass whooped just off of that alone.
So my thing is, where the fuck did daddy even reside where he was able to pick her up like that?
Right.
So did you lie to your mama and say, I'm going to see daddy in Jersey? Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Like that now, the shit ain't making sense. You're going to have to fill in the blanks for me because I didn't understand that part either. Like, were you just standing there? Like, did he live in Philly or something like that? Is that where you from? And
that's what I'm saying. I didn't understand that. He drove down to come get me.
Yeah. Like, that's the part where I'm like, the you got to fill in the blanks for me on that one because that shit ain't making sense.
Because nigga, if I'm in Philly and I just found this out, and I'll tell you, you know, just keep it in 100. I just found this out recently going to Philly. Shit, Jersey 30 minutes away, New York 45 minutes away, Delaware like 30 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, they're not far.
They're not far from each other. So I'm saying, I'm like, what the fuck? Actually, it's an hour away. New York is actually an hour away from where I was at. But what I'm saying is, even if we got to take this drive, if I take this drive, I've already invested and taken care of you, and I see you naked.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't got nothing on. I'm pretty sure somebody gave you a blanket, whatever. You know, I'm going to ask them niggas questions. Where she come from? What was going on? Blah, blah, blah. And then I'm going to start asking you questions. And you better start answering me the way I need you to answer me. One thing you ain't going to do is defend the niggas that just did this to you.
Right.
If you start defending the niggas that did this to you, then why did you even call me?
Right. What are we doing at this point?
What are we doing at this point? Because you called me because I need to protect you. So you need to tell me who the fuck just did this to you. Because I'm going to show you exactly what a protector is. Because I'm going to unalive everybody.
Right. And there won't be a jury in this country that will convict me.
I'm not even going to play no games.
Right. I ain't worried. I ain't mobile worried. I'm going to be in that mugshot like, ding. I don't give a fuck at this point. Everybody's dead. Everybody's dead. And if you stand in my way, you're dead too.
Just me being in full aspect of it, nigga. I'll pull up, be that kind. I have her in the back seat, and I'll be like, yeah, she said she was at this party, with whatever city. And I'll be like, babe, you cool. Don't even worry about it. Just say you was here. We'll go through that. We'll go in. We'll walk in that motherfucker, and I'll be like, what room you was in? I'll put you in that room. Tell you that room is safe, bop, 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 and I'll get to shooting everybody in that motherfucking place.
Yeah. It's going the entire fuck down. I don't care. So I'm just like, the shit just ain't making sense to me. Nothing is adding up with this story. And excuse me for being vocal about it.
I just don't get it.
This is what it is.
This is one of the times where if you're going to defend some shit, you're going to actually defend some shit on logic. You know, say that it is I don't. It don't make no sense on the level of, even if you had, like, if I was a lawyer and somebody came to me with this, I ain't looking for no monetary means. I know he'll never serve jail because the statutes of limitation of rape is a certain amount of years. I know he ain't never going to jail for it. But
they opened it up in New York.
I'm serving for. I'm a serving for sexual assault.
Yeah, that's what I say. They opened it up in New York.
Yeah, you have.
So
I'm
they
a serving for
it
that.
criminally. Yeah,
I'm gonna make it a criminal lawsuit. Even if I lose it, it's still putting it out there that nigga's a criminal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what motherfuckers do. They'll put a criminal case on you, and then because of the statute of limitations, you can't hold them. But the evidence proves that you actually are a fucking monster.
Yeah.
I would do that, and I'll tell her, like, yeah, you ain't gonna get no money out of this, but you're actually gonna set an example out. You're actually gonna set a precedent that people can't do this shit no more.
Yeah.
And then that's when we go get the money.
Yeah. Right.
Because once that shit is, we not guilty on that. I'm gonna just say how they did OJ. OJ got found not guilty,
but got held liable.
But he got held liable and he lost all his motherfucking money. That's what I would say. We gonna lose this, but I'm gonna turn that nigga into a bum, and I can guarantee you I'm gonna turn him into a bum.
Yeah,
that's what I would do as a lawyer.
Yeah,
because we gotta. What we need to do is set him out there like that. We got to take everything away from him. And because they don't do that, they just look for a cash flow. And they like, we don't care what you do. We just need $20 million. That just shows me that I don't think this shit is what it is. Yeah. Especially with a 13-year-old. I get how lawyers look for monetary gain and won't. But then you talking about a 13-year-old woman, a 13-year-old girl, that's been sexually assaulted. I don't give a fuck if it was 40 years ago. She was 13, and she didn't deserve it.
Right.
So we're gonna go criminal first, and then we're gonna actually expose how nasty this nigga is, and we're gonna lose it, and then we're gonna go to a civil suit. And we're gonna take everything away from him.
Yeah,
that's how I look at it. And that was me, in my opinion. That's what I would do for lawyers moving forward. I would say y'all should do the same thing, especially if y'all want the reputation of actually serving the people that y'all actually say y'all serving.
Right.
Y'all always fuck people up when y'all like, I'll take it pro bono. You don't have to pay me nothing because you think you're gonna get monetary gain at first. They always fall off because other niggas have better lawyers. You know, especially if you're a multi-billionaire or a multi-millionaire and you have better lawyers. So what you need to do is know you're gonna lose the criminal case, but you need to build a case so much that even when you lose it, it already puts a disdain on them. And then for the civil suit, because nobody's gonna let them run from the civil suit.
Right. But yeah, so that is our Diddy update for this episode. Yeah.
It's the Rock. That's
Yeah, that shit's crazy. So the next story is the United Healthcare CEO was executed pretty much in New York on the street while he was on his way to a conference. by a person who definitely planned it out. Yeah. So the person, that shot him from behind, had a gun with a silencer, and he was covered up,
His name is Luigi.
Huh?
His name is Luigi.
Oh, I was going to get to that.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, excuse me. So yeah, the person was covered up. You can see his eyes, and I think you can see his hands at that point. And so and then you know how New York is set up. They got cameras everywhere, so they have a recording of the guy being shot. And so they put out a manhunt. I mean, there was a manhunt, I should say, to find the killer, because he definitely got away. So
Cold, like almost movie like he got away.
Yeah. One of the things that they said was that it was a light-skinned black man that did it. Because we shoot people from behind with silencers on like it's a movie.
I mean,
but
when it comes to POCs, they're automatically gonna label them black until they get to the nitty-gritty. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
We should know that by now.
We should, but when you see the stills from the video, that man is clearly not a light-skinned black man. But anywho, so yeah, it was this manhunt. They put out a reward, and this person at McDonald's saw this guy and called the people and told them that, hey, the person that you guys are wanting is here. So they ended up picking him up. Sidebar, I heard that the person is not going to get the reward because they didn't call the right number. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard. And that's pretty foul. But anyway, yeah, so they picked him up. First he was a person of interest. Now I believe he's being charged. His name is Luigi Margione. He's Italian American. And it sounds like this is completely deliberate. And it's trickling down to basically he was fed up with the whole healthcare system because of what he had been going through personally. He's had some health issues, and I guess he's had issues with his insurance, and he was fed the fuck up. Yeah, and the way that people are reacting online is, I get it. I understand. The healthcare system in America is flawed to the 10th degree. It's completely flawed to the 10th degree. It's a cash cow. It's a money making machine, and that's the top priority. They look for ways to make money and to not spend money. Your health be damned. So only problem is that when you do killings like this, the underlining issue is still the underlining issue. This will not change things one way or another. They're not coming to the boardroom to figure out better ways to get people covered. They're not. They're not coming. They're not coming.
Push that stock up.
Yeah. I saw one post where like the top 8 CEOs of the healthcare companies, and how much they made. It's a lot. It's a lot. I think like the lowest salary was probably like 19 million annually. It's a lot. And for what? For what? What are they doing? You know? But like I said, you know, doing stuff like this does not change what the problem is, you know. Yeah. But I can understand being frustrated and fed the entire fuck up. And I can understand having to go back and forth constantly with insurance because I've done it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I never got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm about to shoot everybody at that place. You know, I've never done that. I never even considered a thought to enter my mind to do something like that. But yeah, that is happening. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot in the story. Of course, I'm not going into a lot of detail, but it is going on. What are your thoughts?
Glad you said that. I have been really going through this since this has happened.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, I will say this. Condolences to his family.
Absolutely.
Because he didn't deserve what actually happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
What we have to understand, same thing that Drake is suing for. It's the same thing that all of these big pharmas are actually doing. These insurances, these pharmas, and all they all go off an algorithm. He was getting denied because of the algorithm of certain things, which I get his frustration with. At the same time, you can't decide to try to kill the CEO of any type of insurance company or pharmaceutical company, because what it does is set a warp where now these got to be held like Secret Service. Now they're gonna have like crazy security. They're not, and now no more like all of the times where you could pull up and see these names and see how much money they're making. We're never gonna see it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna make sure that they're hidden.
Yeah.
And the more and more they become hidden, the more and more they're gonna start jacking up everything.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as he thought he was doing a good thing, he did a real bad thing. And I only will say this because I have the luxury of not having to rely off of insurance and pharmaceutical companies. But I love people who actually have to, you know what I'm saying, reside off of them. And they ain't gonna do nothing but hide their wealth and jack everything up for people that actually need things to be fucked up. Like it's gonna come to a situation because I don't want to when I say this, man, I don't want nobody to be thinking on no turmoil times or like, oh, this, you know what I'm saying, this is gonna be this so fucked up. But it's the truth. And it is about to be fucked up. They're gonna raise so many prices on so many things that a lot of y'all are not gonna be able to get y'all medications no more. You know why? Because this is gonna let them be able to legally hide their money.
Yeah.
I just I just really want people to pay attention to it. Like, I get what he was doing, and everybody like, yeah, he was a real one, and blah 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 blah. Nah, a real one would have put a virus in the insurance company. A real one would have exposed what people were making and then shut down what they were doing. That's what a real one would have did. A real one don't just run around and shoot a nigga in the back. Everybody acting like, you know what I'm saying? This is I literally, and I have to say this right now because this fucked me up. I have at least 4 women that I follow on social media that was like, that are really like, actually like, yeah, he did a good thing. No, he didn't, y'all. No, he didn't. Like, he's not a martyr. He actually fucked it up worse.
Yeah, because it's the trickle down effect of what he did. That's really gonna have a lasting effect.
Yeah, he fucked it up worse. The best thing I would tell y'all to do is, and this is just, you know, again, this is me in my opinion, but as much as y'all want to root for him, y'all need to get on the side of the person he killed, and y'all need to invest in stocks that person actually was investing in, because that shit about to skyrocket in the next 2 years. Like, I promise you, if y'all start small, y'all gonna at least make 2 racks. Yeah. And y'all better do it, because that's exactly what's about to happen. He thought he was making an example out of this man. He just turned that man's business into a martyr company. It's gonna skyrocket like a motherfucker. If y'all don't know that, then, you know, y'all probably don't want to keep listening to me, because as much as I talk shit, I really be trying to give y'all certain shit that I be trying to get on myself. And so I've been paying attention to certain shit, and I'm like, ooh, this is a great opportunity that white people be looking for. Y'all start looking for shit like that, because I can guarantee you, that company is gonna skyrocket in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
That insurance company. Come on, we talk about Blue Cross Blue Shields because we're here, nigga. That shit is about to turn all that shit over. I guarantee that.
Speaking of Blue Cross and Blue Shield, this is a little sidebar. Did you hear about what they was trying to do?
As far as what?
Their coverage.
Nah, what's going on with the coverage?
Okay, so yeah, this is different, but yeah, so they have an entity. You know, they have several different entities and stuff like that, and they have one that's called Anaheim.
Yeah.
Under the Blue Cross Blue Shield Anaheim insurance, they were going to limit anesthesia for certain procedures. So when I say limit, not necessarily take it away, but if, say for instance, when they bill, like if you have a routine procedure, and when they bill it, this routine procedure normally takes about 3 hours. And so you're going to be under anesthesia for 3 hours, right? They're going to limit you to that 3 hour period. So if there's any complications, if they find something else or anything like that to where you have to be under anesthesia longer, they're going to stop. They were going to stop paying. Or, you know, anything like that. Or maybe they'll look at it and you tell them, hey, it's going to take 3 hours. And they'll be like, that surgery shouldn't take 3 hours. It should take 1.5 hours. So we're only going to pay you for 1.5 hours. Even though we tell you routinely this surgery takes 3 hours. So yeah, they got so much backlash for that they had to abandon that idea.
Yeah,
That
that's
if they were
crazy.
going to do that, that was going to set a precedent, and that was either going to have doctors be like, you know what, I'm not going to do this surgery because I'm not going to get paid properly for it, or they were going to be like, well, the clock then ran out and I got to go do another surgery, so you may wake up in the middle of this surgery, but that ain't on me. You better talk to your insurance. Toodles. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Or if you have a doctor that has a moral compass, they're going to be on some, I can't perform the surgery because if we find any complications, I have to leave you on this table with your shit open.
Yeah.
So I can't do it. Morally.
They would do the surgery, but it's the anesthesia that they were going to limit. So you can be on the table and they still could be operating on you, but you might fuck around and wake up.
Exactly.
And, you know what I'm saying? So
my Hippocratic oath is saying I can't do that. Like me as a doctor would be like, I'm not gonna do you like that because they only gonna pay for an hour and a half, and I know this gonna take like 3 hours because I gotta make sure everything in your body's cool. I don't know how everybody else. I don't know if y'all know this about doctors, but once they open your shit up, they start looking at other shit too. Yeah. Because that's how doctors get paid. They're gonna if you go in because you on liposuction, they gonna check your blood pressure, they gonna check your blood, they gonna check your feces, because that's how they get paid. Excuse me. That's how they get paid. They're gonna say, oh yeah, the liposuction was a success. But we checked we took a bowel sample and you might have colon cancer.
Yeah.
Like, but they can't do that if they only have an hour to work on you. If a doctor is agreeing to that shit, then that's not a doctor. That's a nigga that just want a paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah. A real doctor really checks that shit out.
Yeah, but they got so much backlash for that they abandoned that idea. So, and then they tried to come out and be like, well, no, it wasn't necessarily like that. It was going to be like, and it's just like, there's no way that you can slice and dice it to make anybody okay with you doing that.
Yeah,
there's no way.
It is.
Yeah.
You were looking for a money grab.
Or you was trying to cut costs.
Cut costs is still a money grab.
Yeah.
It's a money grab. So you saying because at one point, as far as trades, anesthesiologists, am I saying that right?
Anesthesiologists, yeah.
Anesthesiologists, they get paid good money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're reducing their time, so that ain't even fucking with you no more. They're gonna go to private doctors because private doctors don't play that shit.
Or just straight up and down, they're not gonna take that insurance.
Yeah. They're not fucking with you.
They just not gonna take. That's the only thing I can see 100% that they not even gonna see you if you got that type of insurance. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not even gonna go down this road. I don't care what you thinking. We not even gonna go down this road. You need to find somebody that take that insurance.
I'm glad you I 100% glad you said that because that's exactly what it is. And a lot of hospitals that we love to death, but we think that they know what I'm saying, they getting paid. It's certain people that's getting paid from the hospital. Some of those people that you see, and the only reason why I know this is because I had the I guess the luxury of being with my daughter and the NICU. Certain nurses and doctors were contracted out. They ain't getting a salary from this place. They getting paid to do a certain thing. And they're coming from here and there and everywhere. They not if an insurance is trying to be that kind, if you're a real traveling nurse, a real like traveling doctor, like a specialist, a surgeon, things of that nature. If you actually took the Hippocratic oath, You're not fucking with certain hospitals that is gonna reject the nigga's insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do it fuck with your pockets, morally, you're gonna kill a person.
Yeah.
And you're not doing that. It's some immoral motherfuckers that do that. But that's why it's so fucked up. That's why the healthcare system is so fucked up, because most people just look for the money. If you actually doing what it is to actually be a doctor or a nurse, you're not going for that. Or anesthesiologist, you're not doing that. Like, if they like, oh, we're only gonna pay you for an hour and a half, and you know a surgery is 3 hours, you're not doing that. You gonna wake that nigga up and be like, hey man, go get better insurance.
Yeah. Like, we not even about to start. If I was a doctor, if I was an orthopedic surgeon, I'm not touching nobody with Anaheim insurance. I'm not going to see you or anything. I do not accept it. You're going to have to find somebody that do accept it.
Ain't nobody about to do that.
Yeah.
Who the fuck? And I'm laughing, but I want to be 100% true. Like, who the fuck wants to be sitting there, off a bullet wound, and they wake up with this motherfucker trying to take the bullet out? Like, don't nobody, nigga, put me the fuck to sleep. That nigga shot me in my chest.
It's
Why
crazy,
am I up?
man. Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But thank goodness it's not coming to fruition. But yeah, so yeah, that was our healthcare segment. So we got two more stories and then we up out of here. This next story just started to transpire like a day or two ago, and that's with Remy Ma and Papoose. So, you know, last year we started hearing about how Remy Ma is, you know, cheating on Papoose with one of the battle rappers that's in her battle rap league. So we heard about it so much so that in one of the battles that the guy was in, his opponent did a battle rap and started aiming it at Remy Ma about this whole alleged relationship that she has with the dude. She kind of blew it off and was just like, you know, it was to be expected that they would come after me, blah 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 blah, and it's a battle. So we didn't know. Joe Public did not know which way was up in regards to this. Are they together? Are they not? Whatever, right? That was up until a couple of days ago when Remy Ma pretty much aired out all the tea online. She pretty much, of course, I'm gonna paraphrase because she said a lot, but she pretty much said that Papoose fell asleep on the phone with his girlfriend, and so she took the phone, started going through the texts and stuff, and saw that pretty much he was in a full-fledged relationship with this young lady who's a boxer. Tagged the girl and everything, and the girl for the most part confirmed it. And they had a little back and forth about the situation, to where Papoose, who does not speak on negative stuff, didn't even speak on the shit that happened last year. He even came out and he made a statement pretty much saying that, you know, I've been asking for a divorce for a minute, you know, but she hasn't, you know, granted it. So ain't no telling what's gonna happen at this point. But yeah, Remy Ma and Papoose are not together and they are living separate lives, and now the whole world knows.
But I think we all knew that. We were just all in denial.
I don't know if we all were in denial.
Because
it just was never confirmed. I think that's what we was pretty much waiting on, is the confirmation. But I wouldn't call that being in denial.
Okay. I get that to you. I get that to you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you know, they was pretty much like, well, Papoose for the most part pretty much positioned them to be the poster childs for Black love. And yeah. So a lot of people are taking this a little hard. I don't care, but
Yeah. I'm glad you said it.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't care. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts is off the flip with a lot of I guess I'm team man on this, because people be like, are you team Papoose or team Remy?
Mm-hmm.
I'm team man, where I would say off the flip, I don't know how their relationship worked. I don't know what was going on in their relationship. I'm not gonna deep dive into that. I just know the flaw was what we know was she got caught fucking a nigga that was below Papoose. So in all intents purposes, if you're gonna do that, then oh yeah, you fucked up. And whatever he's doing, or whatever he's been doing, whatever you say, you can't outweigh what he's doing. You fuck with what's his name? Easy to Block Captain.
It's one hell of a name, ain't it?
That nigga ain't got the money that Remy or Papoose got. So you went down. Like, yeah, you dated down.
But that ain't what she there for.
But
when you get to a certain point, you already dated for money, you already make your own money. And that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for what I wasn't getting. So apparently there's something that was lacking in the relationship with Papoose that she was like, I'm gonna go on ahead and go over here and get it. I don't give a damn if he broke, rich, like that doesn't move me. I have my own shit.
I totally understand that. I get that. What I'm saying on as a socialite looking at it. Socialite, you dated down. That nigga don't have nothing. If you happy, you happy. That just is what it is. I can't take that from you. But on a socialite aspect, you went down. Papoose punched up.
I get that.
Who you caught him with, or because you say it's more women, but who he was fucking with that fucked you the most was an individual who was on as far as entrepreneurship, endorsements, all that was more than you. You didn't date more than Papoose. You didn't fuck more than Papoose. Papoose fucked more than what Remy Ma was. I'll be wanting people to understand this. This is where now she want to come out, because that's what's gonna hurt you more. See, niggas, some niggas play checkers, some niggas play Uno. Papoose plays pool. He took a fucking risk and won. Because you can say whatever you want to say about what's going on in their relationship, because the person that he's associated with was also in a relationship. But 8-ball in the center pocket, the person that I'm fucking with, even if all things are shattered and we don't fuck with each other no more, I fuck with somebody that was up here and you fucked with a nigga that was down here. So we're not the same.
We are not the same.
We are not the fucking same.
Yeah.
You are never gonna get, and I hate to say it like this, but shout out to Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels told women a long time ago, you never gonna get better than your baby daddy. That ain't saying that your baby daddy ain't never gonna get more than you. And that's and that's what it was. She never got more than her baby daddy. You know, her first son, we don't even talk about the first kid, daddy. And then we talk about Papoose, we see where he is, and then we see the nigga that she's fucking with is here. But now we see Papoose here, and the bitch that he is fucking with is here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what's eating her alive. That's what most of these motherfuckers who is Team Remy, all these bitches that are Team Remy, and all these old weak ass niggas that are Team Remy. That's because y'all have been through that. Y'all never went up. Y'all don't know what
I don't understand the team part. Like, what? Why would you pick a side? And why would you pick Remy's side?
I don't pick a side. I'm just saying I'm Team Man, so I know what it is. But at the same time, why the fuck would you pick Remy's side?
Yeah, like Remy's like she's been cheating. We've been knowing about it. She's been. I mean, like I said, it wasn't confirmed, but we've been knowing about it.
But we've been knowing it for 2 years.
Yeah. So now she's coming out because now she finally caught him. But yeah, like
you say this weird ass accusation about how he was abusive and whoopty. I'm gonna say this, and I don't want to offend nobody, but I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. He probably did put his hands on her. He probably did. And you know why?
I didn't see that part. Like they're saying that Papoose put his
hands
on.
No, she posted that. She posted that.
She posted so much. I didn't catch that.
Oh, she posted that he put his hands on her when they were arguing about her dealing with the guy. And so my thing is this. I can get that. Now I'm not condoning putting your hands on a woman, but that's a shock to a nigga. This ain't no regular nigga. This ain't the nigga that you start fucking with because all your baby daddies wouldn't fucking with you no more. This is a nigga that literally held you down in prison, and then he found out that you was fucking on him. Yeah, he probably did snatch you up. I'm gonna just keep it 100, like as a man, because you fuck with his pride.
Yeah.
So he probably did fuck you up.
Right, and all the sacrifice that he did, and that's the killer part about it, because he did all that, and you did some dumbass shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's what I was about to say. That's why I was rounding it off to. Like he probably crashed out. He crashed out because you crashed out first.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was the thing, and he just went on this crash out. So I won't deny her accusations if that's what happened, but that wasn't prevalent in the relationship. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he wasn't doing that all. He wasn't snatching you up all the time. It was just boom, this shit happened, and like he lost it. And now, one thing I do want to address, because a lot of people have been saying, she because she posted a lot of shit. She also posted about how it was 2 other women when she was locked up. What I would say is this: everybody and a mama, if you ever been locked up, you have to understand, especially if you was locked up for years. I ain't talking about no 9 months stint, no 3 months stint. I'm talking about years. She was in there for 6 years. You don't think that she gave that nigga a pass to fuck. Like, this is what, from my experience, this is what happens. Motherfuckers will tell you, hey man, you live your life, do whatever, won't just hold my kids down, make sure this is taken care of, that's taken care of, and then when we get home, we go back to being a family. I've actually seen these conversations happen. So I know, and I've seen this happen with men. I ain't seen it happen with women. I've seen it happen with men. Men know that if I'm going for 5 more, like 5+, oh, you gonna fuck somebody. You like it's just, it is natural nature for you to have sex. That is, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the things that I'll be telling people, like, that is actually just natural for people to do. Even the motherfucker to be like, yeah, I held him down for 12 years. You think she ain't fucked nobody? It's the nigga that got her. It's the nigga that got her. Same rules with a man. So when she say, when I was locked up, I allowed him to fuck 2 bitches. You probably did. You were supposed to.
Yeah. And now she turning it around on him.
Yeah, now you turning it around like I'm like this nigga a cheater. You were supposed to allow that nigga to do that. Man, come on, man. If I get locked up right now today and Jasmine say, nah, I'm gonna be there when you get out. You think I'm in my mind, I'm gonna be like, she ain't never fucked another nigga. I'm gonna totally block out what she's doing in the real world. She just gotta keep it 100 with me.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't about to, come on, man. That's stupid. I keep telling people like that's the dumbest thing, because they like, oh nah, he was cheating while she was in prison. That ain't cheating. That's nature.
Now let me ask you this. This is gonna take a little left since we're talking about prison. Hypothetically speaking, knock on wood. If you had to go do a stint and you gave Jasmine a free pass, would you want to know the details?
Hell nah. Hell nah. I'm not.
So would you want to know anything?
No.
Okay.
Whatever
so you wouldn't
you're
even
doing
want
is
to
what
know
you're
if
doing.
you wouldn't even want to know if she used the pass?
No.
Okay.
I'm not never gonna ask that.
Okay.
I think, like, like if something happens, and you know what I'm saying, because I've seen relationships like this, and I got a very real close OG that's like, but I ain't never asked my wife no shit. Like, he's like, because you don't want to know that. Yeah. Like, you don't want to know that. You don't want to know that. Like, he was like, just think about it. Like, they get to talking about things, especially because you're women. These are emotions that are involved. So when they start, you get to, as a woman, you get to talking about this thing, and you get to talking. Men are more logical. So we'll start thinking like, dang, you had a better connection with old dude. Why are you still here with me? And then that's when insecurities pop up. Mm-hmm. Don't do yourself like that.
Yeah.
Why would you ever do yourself like that? Why would you want to hear those emotions and how she felt about that? Why don't you just say, hey, I already knew what it was. It is what it. She was honest enough to tell me, and that's what we gonna end it at.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I'm more. I would never do that. I would not allow my logical mind to get clouded about my emotions about shit, especially when I was locked up somewhere where I couldn't even touch nobody.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I don't. I mean, some people are the opposite, and some people are 100% the same. So, it's not my dog in a fight, but whatevs.
Yeah, wouldn't do it. Those niggas are flawed to be like, boy, how many niggas you fucked? What's his name? Chauncey? Did you like that nigga? Of course she liked that nigga. She was fucking. Of course she liked that nigga. Did that nigga make you feel good? Of course he did. He was fucking. Why do you want to know that?
Yeah.
You weird, nigga. Let that shit
weird.
go.
It's weird, but
You gonna turn around and say some weird, dumb shit to her in the middle of a dinner, and then you just gonna ruin your relationship. And like, oh, why don't you just go back and fuck Charles? Nigga, you know I really can though. Like, what are we talking about?
Right.
You know I really can. He ain't in a relationship right now. I can go fuck Charles today.
Right.
Like,
it feel no ways tied.
I don't feel no ties to him. I can continue to fucking bust my nut, come home, make dinner, kiss the kids, and nothing, and everything's all right. Like,
everything's
do you really want to go through that?
Right.
Or do you want to just shut the fuck up and just let this shit ride how we've been doing it if everything is all good?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, you a felon. You can't. It's a lot of things you can't do. A lot of things you've been accomplishing because of the strength of her name. My nigga, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? Why are we fucking that up?
Right. But yeah, that's Remy Ma and Papoose. Yeah, the poster children of Black love is a whole facade. So, final story. There is a porn star that had sex with 100 men in a day. And she did an interview about it. Believe it was the Shade Room that I got this from.
I actually watched the documentary.
Did you?
She has a documentary. I watched it.
Yeah. So did you watch the interview?
I didn't watch the interview. I watched the documentary.
Okay. But yeah. This porn star, she got emotional in the interview while talking about the experience.
Oh yeah, I've seen that 3-minute clip.
Yeah. And she talked about how she started to feel like just an object. And she probably only remembers like 10 of them. One of the I guess stipulations or rules or whatever was it was supposed to be like 5 minutes per person. But she was telling people, okay, like we're done after like 2 or 3 minutes.
But yep.
And so people was like, you said 5 minutes. So she was saying in the interview that she kind of was feeling, kind of conflicted behind that because of course she wanted to be done and move on to the next person, so to get the shit over with. But in the same breath, these are her supporters and they did come out to do this, so she was a bit conflicted behind that or whatever. But, she felt emotional. I mean, she got emotional or whatever, and she was crying and whatnot. When I first saw the clip, I was just like, what are you crying for? Like, you did this. Like, this is what you wanted to do. But then I started to think about it.
I know what she was crying about.
Yeah. I started to think about it, and I was just like, after the first few people, it probably was great. And then after a while, you're like, I'm over this shit. And she's 23. So you just you already a porn star. So you didn't already fuck X amount of men up to this point, and now you added on an extra 100. And it don't sound like she quit the industry. She probably, I mean, she's not gonna become a nun, so it ain't like she stopped here. So that count is about to be astronomical at the end of the day. But
Stock market go.
you know,
That
right.
stock is gonna
It's
rise.
it's the stock market on November 6th. My golly. But that, I mean, that shouldn't be the focus. But the focus should be on the toll that something like this will take on someone's mental health. Yeah, she set herself up for that trick bag. I don't know. I mean, I'm sounding harsh, but I don't know how I'm supposed to take her tears because you did this to yourself, like.
Empathy. I can only say empathy. You got to have empathy for it. You can't have sympathy because you can't. No, nobody, none of us is going to relate to that. But you gotta have empathy for it because the tears were actually genuine. But this is why they were genuine.
Mm-hmm.
Because this young lady, I can 100% guarantee you, because of the documentary that I seen, she thought it was going to be a way out. She thought if she slept with 100 guys, because of how she was living, she was able to employ 9 people. I don't give a fuck what people be talking about because, you know, people look at certain people as far as content creating. They don't understand what how they run business. Me being a person that is learning human resources, employing 9 people means you pull at least $1.6 million. That's what it costs to employ 9 people and still be a millionaire. That's how much it costs.
Yeah.
She thought doing this was going to skyrocket her to somewhere where she didn't have to do this anymore. Her emotions are because she did this and it didn't reach the goal that she wanted to reach.
So is she a OnlyFans content creator?
Mm-hmm. She's an OnlyFans content creator. So those emotions was very real. And the emotions are very real only because she has to still continue to come up with more content. She thought this was going to be her creme de la creme, get her out of this shit. And nah, that didn't work that way.
That didn't happen.
If you watch the documentary, you will see that like most of the people that she tried to have a line with that they start falling off. Like she when she put it out there, like you need to do this and you need to, and people were putting their applications in and they were paying that money, they were pulling back in the last minute. So like she thought she had generated a certain amount of money, and then at the end of it, at the last minute, people start pulling out of it.
So you had to pay to sleep with her?
Yeah, they had to pay for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had to pay for that. So she was looking for a certain goal.
Okay.
But after a while, people were falling off. People were saying, "Nah, I want just give me a refund. I don't want this." So she was reaching. She was getting anybody who was available to do that. And so that's when super risks come in. It's already a risk anyway doing that. You sleeping with 100 dudes. You're going to end up with 100 fucking diseases.
Right. Were they all protected?
Everybody wore a condom.
Okay.
Except when she gave blowjobs. And she gave everybody a blowjob.
Okay.
So, a lot of people that are complaining, and that's not me even watching it in documentary. That's just me knowing that in a 12-hour span, if you fuck 100 dudes, half of them niggas complaining is because you started off sucking their dick and they couldn't get their dick hard. So after 2 minutes, you was like, all right, we just gonna move on because like this is not gonna be content.
Mm-hmm.
And so push them niggas out of there. If she touches your dick, you that money is still validated. But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? At the same time, it was dick she didn't touch because these niggas was like, they bail out in the last minute.
Yeah.
So she reached her goal of 100 niggas, but those 100 niggas was getting in on a discount.
Mm.
It
And then complaining about not getting the full 5 minutes.
And then complaining about not getting the full 5 minutes. Because it was like a lot of niggas pulled out at the last minute.
Mm. I wonder why.
What do you think you wonder why? You shouldn't wonder why. It was.
I mean, if you go so far as to knowing what it is from the jump, paying for it, and being gun ho, like when does your moral compass come in to where now you're like, I don't want to do this, I'm gonna pull out, but it wasn't there before.
The minute you realize you can get your money back.
See, my ass would have been like, all sales is final.
She should have
refunds. Yeah,
but it's she's not doing it herself. She's got to go with OnlyFans. OnlyFans, I'm pretty sure they got a money back guarantee type shit.
Well, I would have put the ticket on Eventbrite. And
yeah, she would have been cool.
Final.
She'd have been cool. She would have been now. If she would have did that, all those interviews she would have had with a smile on her face.
Yeah.
But she didn't do it. She was it was literally like niggas canceling because I watched the documentary. It was motherfuckers canceling like an hour before. So she was like, at this point she's scrambling.
Mm-hmm.
Because she had this goal of fucking 100 dudes.
Yeah.
And so she's emotionally distraught. And I get why she's emotionally distraught. One is because she's a bitch that ain't got no pimp. So a lot of things she's doing, she's only doing for attention.
I don't think a pimp would have allowed no shit like this.
Again, like I said, she a bitch that ain't got no pimp.
Right.
So she's only doing it for attention. That's why she started that. And then another thing is she was able to make a lot of money, and she took a risk. She took a gamble, and it didn't pan out. Now she made some money 100%, but what she thought she was gonna make, she never did make. That's why she is emotional. Because a man would have never cried when he didn't make this. As long as he made money, he would have been all right. But a woman's gonna cry.
Yeah.
A woman's gonna cry. It just is what it is. It ain't got nothing to do with her emotions or anything. She just wanted something that she had a goal, and that goal wasn't achieved. A man, he sets a goal, but when a man sets a goal, he also says, he said, if I set a goal at $10,000 for this night, even if I make 5, I still won.
Mm-hmm.
That's how a man thinks. She ain't gonna think that.
Right.
I thought I was gonna be set for life, and now I gotta still suck and fuck niggas, and so she emotional.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that whole one more lick. I just gotta hit one more lick, and that lick ain't right.
And that lick didn't pan out.
Mm-hmm.
But if that lick made you money, okay. Now I got to go back to a drawing board and I got to figure it the fuck out.
Yeah. Right.
Right. That's it. You just gotta figure it out.
But yeah, that's a lot. Could you see yourself, if Jasmine wasn't in the picture and you were a single man, could you see yourself dating an OnlyFans content creator?
Yep.
Would you watch her content?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't watch her content, but if she was a OnlyFans person, I would have to see how far it goes. Like if she's fucking other niggas, then at this point I just gotta I have to feel like I have to realize how I can capitalize off this. And so this is never gonna be my woman. But if she is like because I know women that make millions of dollars off this, if she's a woman that does solo play, like if she just like has an OnlyFans where she just jacking off, then I mean, yeah, I ain't tripping off that. The reason why I ain't tripping off that is, nigga, ain't none of us gonna be able to satisfy this bitch like a rabbit is. So like, I'm not, I ain't about to be like, yeah, she about to fuck somebody that's gonna do her like that. Ain't nobody about to do her like that.
Yeah. Like,
so I ain't never gonna trip off that shit. But if she's fucking other dudes, then nah, I ain't with that. That, you know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna be down with that, just because the man in me is like, shit, if we just fucking on the sneak, then we should never be telling each other that shit. Like, this shit should always be like secret. Like, that shit could, by the time I'm dead, motherfuckers be like, he got 16 grandchildren over here. Like, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm dead now. I'm somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about that right now. And nah.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, that's that. I don't have any final thoughts. So Jerry's final thoughts, take it away.
I don't have any final thoughts tonight. The only thing I really want to say is pay attention to what your relationship goals are. We just seen how everybody's relationship goal just went to the toilet. Pay attention to what you want to do, not what everybody else is doing. Pay attention to what you want to do, what you inspire, and listen to what I said, what you inspire out of your mate. And if they're not doing it, then that's probably what you need to do to move on. You say, hey, I'm putting this flame here, and this flame is still not being lit. You got to stop putting your flame there. That's it, and that's all. But as always, take care of yourself and others.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Jerry's final thought. And this is episode 140 of the Ish We Talk, and we will see you guys for episode 141. Bye.